What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Monday. We are officially back from vacation, and we are both engaged.
Yep. Not to each other.
We realized as we were getting ready to record the podcast, number one, Devin brought us beautiful flowers.
Beautiful.
And took a photo of us standing next to each other and posted it on her story and wrote, "They're engaged." And it looks like we got engaged to each other.
Yeah, it does.
And now I'm realizing that
the studio's all decorated.
The studio's decorated. And if people were to click this podcast without that, they might be like, "Oh my God, these..."
What are we going to make the title of this episode? Like, we're engaged.
In parentheses, not to each other.
To each other.
And we were like I was thinking, if nobody, you came across this video, like two co-hosts, they get engaged at the same time, they click and they're like, "Oh my God, these two found love with each other after recording all these years." They came out and they're engaged.
Actually, yeah, because I did see a lot of people being like, "My two favorite podcast hosts got engaged." Out of context, it's like...
Out of context.
Headlines.
Out of context, it really actually... And it's funny because that has not crossed my mind one time until right now.
Same. Like, headlines being like, two Chicks in the Office podcast hosts engaged. Oh, man.
Oh, boy. But we're engaged.
We are
not
engaged.
To each other.
Not to each other. This is going to be an emotional episode.
Yeah.
It's going to be a happy episode, but it's also going to be emotional.
And there's also trivia and Adam DeVine.
Yeah, we said, "Hey, we're engaged, and also Adam DeVine's on this episode, so enjoy."
Noah was laughing. He's like, the thumbnail is going to be like you two guys, and then Adam is maybe it's going to look like we're engaged to Adam DeVine. We are a throuple with Adam DeVine.
He's going to be like, "Oh my God, big thing I missed right after we did that interview."
Yeah.
So we recorded that interview with him right before break.
Yep.
Another thing I'd like to note before we get into this whole, extravaganza.
Yeah.
I am wearing an outfit that I wore the week before vacation.
Yeah.
Where we did an interview.
Yes.
With two people that people are going to be very excited about.
Yes.
I am an alpha repeater. I did not take off my ring for that interview. Yeah. And I am saying that because when you see the people we interviewed, your mind might go, "Oh my God, wow, Rhea took off her ring before this interview."
And it comes, it's literally on Wednesday. So it's like, it's going to look like it was all recorded today. It wasn't. That interview was pre-break.
The saving grace is that you're in a different outfit.
Yes.
Because I'm in the same exact outfit. Yeah. I got lazy. I'm an alpha repeater. So
it's a cute outfit.
Thank you. You're glowing.
We're both glowing. Love is in the air.
Where do we begin?
I have no idea.
Because
I have no idea.
There's a lot to unpack.
Yeah. Yeah. There's yeah. I mean, should we just go in like chronological order?
Yeah. Let's go in chronological order.
So I was born on September. I left for Italy Thursday, June 29th. Now, I will frame all of this with saying that I very much knew you were getting engaged.
Yes, you did.
I also very much knew one of my other best friends was getting engaged. That happened a few days ago.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I was like, this is just not going to happen. Joe knows that there are other engagements happening. Mm-hmm. I told Joe you were getting engaged on vacation. Mm-hmm. Like I was like, we're taking this 2-week break. Rhea's getting engaged. Madeline's getting engaged when we get back. He has had this in the works for months. And I think he was like, you know what? He is very much in the mindset of everybody should have their own timeline regardless of what's happening outside of the relationship. Mm-hmm. He said to me, he was like, Fran, when we left Italy last year, I said, I'm proposing next year. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay. It talked me out of it because of that, but he had this whole plan set into motion. We leave Thursday, get there Friday afternoon. It is the weather's not great for the first time ever we've been in Bellagio. It's raining, it's cold, it's not, ideal weather. And I'm tired. We just traveled all day. We're going to a nice restaurant, one of our favorites that's right in the point of Bellagio. So you have like these awesome views across the lake. We always take pictures there. That's like, our big, where you wear your nice spot. You wear your nice outfit for dinner at La Punta. And I put on this outfit and I truly, like, nothing clicked in my mind. Nothing at all. I put on this white tank top and this big, poofy, blue and white patterned maxi skirt that I didn't love, but I packed it. And I was like, this is a throwaway night.
You're like, this is first night.
First night, the weather sucks. Like, I don't really care if this outfit doesn't hit.
Right.
I put it on. I walk out of the room. Gia is staying in the apartment with Joe and I, and then the apartment upstairs was my parents and JB. I come out of the room. Gia looks at me. She goes, oh. I was like, what? She goes, you kind of look like a grandma. And I was like, Jesus, okay, I'll change, I guess. So then I kept the white shirt on, and I just put on like a little frilly short skirt from Free People.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, great. We go upstairs. We're in the other apartment. We're having wine before we go to dinner, and we're just chatting. And I was like, oh, it kind of sucks that the weather's not great. And now looking back, everyone was really talking about their clothes way too much. And my mom goes, oh, Francesca, like, if it was nice out, what were you going to wear? I was like, oh, I brought the dress I wore to the Denver show. I thought it would look pretty over the lake. She, like, drops her wine. She's like, oh, you should just put on that dress. Like, that,
must.
Like, it would just look so much better anyway. I'm like, Jesus, you guys really fucking hate all these outfits I'm putting on tonight. Like, what the hell is going on? And Gia was like, oh, yeah, like, it's cloudy, though, and the dress has clouds. Like, it'll match.
It's perfect.
I was like, okay, well, all right. I'm going back downstairs to change again. Go downstairs to change again. Put on that dress that I wore for the Denver show. Love that dress.
Great dress.
Yeah.
Beautiful dress.
Beautiful dress. And then now I'm like, Jesus, I would have fucking did my hair. Like, I had my hair in a claw clip. I was like, it didn't really... barely showered.
We all know you don't shower after the plane.
Barely showered. Well, I did body shower, but I didn't wash my hair.
Yeah.
And we get to the table. We have our table. It's the table set for 7 people. And JB's girlfriend was supposed to come. She didn't come. So JB, he makes all the reservations. JB was like, oh, shoot, I forgot to change it from 7 to 6 when I realized she wasn't coming. I'm like, oh, duh, that makes perfect sense. We sit down, we're chatting, and then my siblings are like, let's go take pictures. You know how JB is these days. It's like someone's got to take a picture of my outfit. I'm like, okay. I get my digital camera. I'm like, JB, I'll get some good pics of you. We walk out down to the water. I'm taking pictures of JB. I'm like, oh, these are great. And then I'm like, Gia's like, okay, let me take some of you guys. Okay, so I walk in front of Joe. I turn to take the pictures together. He's down on one knee. And I jumped backwards. I went, oh. I literally jumped backwards. I have a video that like has all the sound to it, obviously. And my mom like posted it on the Mio story. And I was like, Mom.
Intimate moment.
Yeah, like nobody needs to know exactly what I said in this moment. Like, please share it with friends and family, but it doesn't need to go on the Mio story. Yeah. And she was like, what? I was like, okay, it doesn't. Right. Anyway, she deleted it. So maybe some people got it. And I literally jumped back. I was like, oh my God, I have no idea what I really even said. You have that moment where Joe afterwards was like, did you even say yes? And I was like, I don't know. I think I did. But truly all I remember is he got down on one knee. He said, Francesca, I've loved you from the moment I saw you. And then I kind of blacked out and I had a panic. I looked at my whole family. I was like, I told everyone, I told all my friends this wasn't happening. Like I was so fucking floored. I truly had no idea. And Joe was like, you really didn't know? I was like, no, I had no fucking clue. Which is exactly what he wanted to happen, right? He was like, he told nobody.
I did not know.
He did not tell my friends.
Nope.
He barely told any of his friends. He told like one person, and he told my family.
Yeah.
He was in cahoots with my grandma for the last few months because this is my grandma's ring, which is incredibly special to me. My grandparents were married for over 50 years. We lost my grandfather a few years ago. And now this is making me emotional. And so he's always known that I love this ring. And Mima's given him kind of a hard time the last few years. Basically, she really offered the ring. And then she was like, I might rescind my offer if he doesn't hurry up. Yeah. And I was like, oh, super fair. It's your ring. So they were talking for a while. And June 29th was what would have been my grandparents' 60th wedding anniversary. So he had this in his mind, like it's the 60th wedding anniversary. I can give this ring to Francesca. And it just really meant a lot to me that, you know, he thought it through like that. So June 30th, I got the ring. June 29th was their 60th wedding anniversary, it's which beautiful. Was so really, really special. And yeah, I truly had no fucking idea. My mother, we're celebrating, we pour a glass of wine. Joe caught the cork, which was talent.
Yep, very impressive.
Yeah, Gia went viral on TikTok. Good for her.
Yeah.
And no, I told her she could do that, and it was very cute. My mom looks at me, she goes, we have one more una sorpresa. Like, oh my God. Like she like stalled. Like she was like, we have one more surprise, like speaking Italian. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? I thought you had a gift for me. Like I was like, oh, what is this? What I get? Like, oh damn, another like what do you got for me? And because it was raining a little bit, I turned and there was a woman with an umbrella, and when she lowered the umbrella was Joe's mom, who I had absolutely no fucking clue. She was texting us, have a safe flight. Did you guys land okay? Like, and she had been there a full day before us.
That's crazy.
And I truly like burst into tears. That was another reason why I was always skeptical about it happening in Italy, which I've told you, like I was so happy to have my family there and I always wanted my family there. But I was like, oh, I would really like for Joe's mom to be there. So he made that happen as well. She flew out, surprised us, stayed for the weekend, which was so nice because, you know, we did a bunch of stuff together for the rest of the weekend. And that's why the table was set for 7, which, you know, really threw me off. We had a lovely dinner. It was truly everything that I had hoped it was going to be. He pulled off a fucking crazy surprise that I just was very impressed with. And then he started telling me like the details. He's like, yeah, I flew to Florida to see your parents when you guys were in Tampa. And I was like, what?
That's crazy.
I was like, what? And the whole like last month made so much more sense knowing he was doing all this and like was being sketchy behind my back. And I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And now I get it. But it was just like, he was like, yeah, flew down to Florida, took your parents out to dinner. You know, I've met with Mima multiple times. I took JB and Gia out to dinner in the city the week before we left. I was like, am I oblivious? Like I was
gonna say, I think
everything.
you just haven't been picking up on anything.
I didn't pick up on a single thing.
You didn't realize your boyfriend flew to Florida.
No clue.
Which is
no clue.
A little concerning. Great on his part that he pulled it off, but
not truly, like no idea. And now looking back, like when we were in Tampa, I was like kind of annoyed with him too because I FaceTimed him after the show and he didn't answer. And I was like, what the fuck? And he just kind of was like ignoring me. And I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
It all worked out. I mean, the whole thing.
Because he was in Florida. Right. He was like, I can't answer her FaceTime.
The whole thing was so beautiful and such a beautiful sentiment behind it. And I know how much this means to Mima.
Yeah.
Like that, like I know I've heard Mima talk about this for quite some time. And it's such a special spot for your family. I mean, you guys go every single year, so I feel like that's the perfect place for it to happen. And I was truly so happy for you. You texted me and you were like, Rhea. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. And I was so shocked. I had no idea. Like you said, he didn't tell.
He told
he
no one.
Didn't tell any of your friends. So if he told some and not the other, whatever. No. But I will say I'm shocked because I was with Joe 2 days before you left for Italy.
Yeah.
We were at your apartment. You left to go get your nails done. It was just me and Joe. Me and Joe talked for an hour, and there was not even a little hint or inkling of any of this happening.
No.
So it was shocking, but it was beautiful, and I could see like the picture that you sent me of you guys together. Like I could just see the pure joy and happiness in your guys' faces, and I was so happy for you guys.
It was just really, it's just crazy. And I've told you so many times, and you know how Joe is, and I've had obviously like friends get engaged and whatnot, and he's had a ton of friends get engaged, and I should have known, right? Like, and I did know that was kind of what he was going to do. So I was like, I'm never going to expect when this is coming, because he downplays it, because he knows like he's seeing his friends do smaller productions, big productions. He's seen a lot, and he's always been like, I don't feel the need to like have this whole everybody in my life knows, and everybody has to keep a secret, and somebody spills the beans, like it's just that was his perspective, and so that was why I truly just had no fucking idea. So,
which is what you wanted.
Yes.
And like that's exactly what you wanted.
Yeah. Yep. I was truly surprised. I will say I had one moment. We were walking to dinner, and I thought, maybe. And I looked at his pockets, because his pants, you can always tell what's in his pockets. Yeah. He like
tight pants.
You know, he's got big thighs, my guy.
Yeah.
and like his phone, his wallet is always like bulging. And I was walking behind him, and I was like, there's nothing in his pockets. It's like, whatever. And it was like a split second thought. And then he told me that one of his other friends had gotten engaged a couple weeks ago, and told him that he put the ring box in the waistband of his pants, like tucked into his boxers. And he was like, oh, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. And truly.
I figured maybe he had like your mom hold it in her purse or Tia or something.
Right now, no.
At that point, you don't want to like trust anybody else. You just want to have it on your own.
And then you don't want to have to worry about like secretly having some kind of pass off at some point. So, no, and truly no idea. And massive thanks to my siblings. They did a really great job. Gia especially captured all the moments, had the camera, the video going.
They did get some great pictures.
Yeah. Shout out to my brother for making sure the first slide in his photos was the picture I took of him.
Yeah, his fit pic. Really happy he got that one off. But how was the vacation after? Because it must have been amazing. It was the best vacation ever.
Amazing. We got to celebrate the whole weekend with all of we have really made a lot of great friends there, which is so nice. So we got to celebrate with them, which was amazing. We had beautiful meals literally every day. You sent us a beautiful bottle of champagne, which was
let me tell you, trying to send a bottle of champagne in Italy was hard to do because it was
in that restaurant. I don't think they even have a phone.
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out, and then I was texting your siblings. I was like, I'd really love to send a bottle of champagne to your family. And I was like, JB, could I just Venmo you you tell the restaurant owners this is from me? And then he said everyone was confused because they said it was from Maria.
Yes.
And then so everyone was like, who?
And she said it with that. She probably was, and she the waitress is so cute, but she was like, this is from Maria. So it's it happened it was one word,
right? And you're in Italy, so you're like,
yeah. And I was
is it a Maria in this restaurant?
Maria. And then JB had to be like, it's from Maria. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, it was funny because it could be any Maria.
No, and just the way she said it was like somebody else. I don't know. It's just the way it came out. So that was funny. But it was so nice. And honestly, having Joe's mom there was just
I'm really happy she was there.
So perfect. I was so happy she could really be a part of all of it. And it was just nice, like having time with our families together, my family, and it was just, we got to, you know, explore together and do fun things. And then by the time the weekend was over, I was like, damn, should we just go home? Like, I was like,
this has been so great.
Like, I'm exhausted. Like, this was a marathon of a weekend. And we flew to Sicily, which was absolutely beautiful. Perfect weather every single day. The spot we stayed in was beautiful. Old Town, we stayed in Cefalù. Old Town Cefalù is so cute. Great. Just, that was like, it was the perfect decompress because we don't know anybody there. It was very chill. During the day, we could just sit at the beach, sit at the pool. It was very relaxing beach vacation, which was perfect.
That is the best. And it's exactly what you guys needed.
Yeah. No, it was amazing. So then we flew home back to New York, and I was like, God, I really am not looking forward to being back in New York.
My Franny's growing up. Remember,
so fucking crazy.
There was a podcast episode we did like 2 summers ago where I was like, you think you're gonna, you know, and you're like, maybe in the next 5 years, and I was like, what? Yeah. I was like, oh my God.
I know. And now here we are doing it together.
I know, it's so crazy. So
let me pass the baton.
Total opposite.
Okay, thank you. No.
Oh my God.
No, that was good.
We obviously talked a lot after because we FaceTimed. It was beautiful. And we did talk about how the fact that like both of our engagements were very us.
Yeah. Polar
opposites, like totally different, but both what we had envisioned for ourselves, truly to the T. Well, since we both just got engaged, this is very fitting.
Very timely.
You know, when you're getting married, it's not just about the big day. It's about all the days along the way. And Zola is here for all of them. Zola is the answer. If you've been to a wedding recently or you've heard about people planning weddings, then you've definitely heard of Zola. You maybe even got one of the beautiful invites from Zola on your fridge right now or bought a gift from someone's registry through Zola. It's where you'll find your venue, your wedding vendors. It's where you'll create your free wedding website so guests can RSVP and buy you those amazing gifts, but there's so much more. There's a budget tracker, there's a tool to grab all of your guest addresses, checklist to keep you focused, and there's the Zola community that when you need to vent or are feeling a little overwhelmed, the Zola community is the place to go, full of other engaged couples who know exactly what you're going through. Zola also has Team Z, Zola's free expert wedding advisors, there to answer any questions. With Zola, it's not just about the big day. Zola is there for all the days along the way. See for yourself. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com. Once again, start your planning at Zola.com. ZOLA.com. So, on the opposite side of Joe telling nobody, Marty told everybody.
Love him. God love him. He couldn't keep his mouth shut. He was so fucking excited.
For months. Yeah. He has been telling everybody. And I guess I'll start from like just the beginning of like talking about getting married because I feel like that's important to me. I would say like, you know, when you start dating somebody and there was just this different feeling when we started dating. Like I just knew it right away. He knew it right away.
You just know.
And I can't even put it into words like the feeling that we both had. And so around, I guess, December, January, we were talking and was like, yeah, like I want to marry you. Like that's like, I know you are the person I want to be with. It's really no question. Like I just know, you know. And he was like, I would really like to, you know, talk to your family. Like, I want to talk to your dad, your, you know, family, and if that's okay with you. And I was like, whenever you feel like doing that, whenever you feel like I will say yes. Yep. Like, I'm letting you know that my answer is yes.
You have the green flag.
You have the green light. If you want to go ahead and talk to my family, you want to go do all that, you go do it. I like to know that it's happening because it is a major life commitment. and it's very important to me. And we obviously take it very seriously. Like, it's not, so on the opposite side, I didn't want to be totally surprised, you know, like, oh, boom, here. Like,
yeah.
That would be nuts for us.
Yeah.
So I know that he talked to my family around like February. In March, this is bad. And I told my family this after we got engaged.
In March?
But no. Oh. In March, I'm going to tell the part of the story. Okay. We have each other's locations. And he said he was going to Long Island. And I saw he was at a jewelry store. And I kept my mouth shut until he got home. And I could just see it on his face.
Yeah.
Like, he was smiling from ear to ear. And I was like, so, how was your day? And he was like, I did something really big today. And I was like, all right, enough. I was like, okay, I get it. No further conversation. I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to know.
You guys are so fucking cute. Like, you just can't. We
can't keep anything. It's like, and he was just smiling, and he was like, I did something really big. And he was so excited. And I was like, all right. Just keep it at that. Please. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to know what it looks like, because I swear to God, if I asked him in that moment, what does it look like? He would have showed me a picture.
You, yeah.
Like, it was like,
here
that.
It is.
And so so after I knew that he did that, I said to him, you know, I've always said that I wanted the proposal itself to be in private, because the more I'm learning about myself, the more I think this is actually opposite. But I say that I can't express my emotions correctly, like in front of other people, which I think is now becoming the opposite. I think I can cry and express my emotions to literally anybody at this point. But I knew that I wanted nobody to be around in the actual moment, because I just wanted it to feel really genuine. Like, say what he wants to say what I want to say. But I knew that I wanted friends and family there afterwards, you know, little celebration. And so I said to him, if you tell one person, you can't leave anybody out. And he did not leave a single person out. He didn't leave a single person out. He told you in like April.
Yeah. I tried to get him to move it.
Which is, I'm sorry, but that was not going to happen.
I didn't, you know, it was just a light suggestion. Like, you know, I didn't say move it. I said, you know, if you just so happen to consider the weekend before, I could be there. Yeah. I won't be there.
Yeah, he was like, but I think that's why he told everyone that far in advance, was because he knew it's a busy week and wanted people to, because people flew in and they changed things around and there's a whole thing. And so
obviously right before the Barstool office takes a week off, so people here are all over the place.
Would have loved for you to be there. But he was like, he told me after, he was like, no offense to Fran, I was not changing the date for Fran.
Super fair.
He's a guy who told all our family.
Super fair.
But it does mean a lot that you
I thought I at least asked.
Yeah. Noah, he was like, I've known. And
I feel like he told me in January, like he told me. And then.
No, like, I'm very impressed, because Rhea and I were like discussing, thinking like, does Noah know?
Yeah, well.
You mean like after?
Yeah.
No, but like leading up to it, because here's the thing. So then Fran and I ended up having conversations where something came up, and we ended up having a conversation where it was like, I know, you know, I know. And we actually had a really, really nice heart-to-heart, a couple of them in the past couple months, that I really appreciate. Like, I really think it has brought us closer, the conversations that we've had. And so you knew that I knew that you knew. And so leading up to it, the weeks leading up to it were kind of funny, because I didn't know where or like when. Also, when I knew that he told people in April, I thought that maybe it would have been in London, like just maybe, because he had everything. Yeah. So I was like, maybe it'll be then. But I also knew, like I said, that we are so family oriented that we'd want to see our family right after. Yeah. So once we got to London, I was like, no, like it's beautiful, whatever, but we've never been here before. This is not a familiar place to us. There's no like, you know, this is just a vacation. And then so after that, I started having more feelings like, okay, you know, we want to enjoy the time together. We've talked about that. Like, we, you know, would want to like really take the moment in and not have to go to work the next day. And like, you know, so I started having more of a feeling of like when it would be around. I didn't know if it would be on vacation, literally. Like I didn't know if it was going to be the day, whatever. You know, I had a strong feeling.
You had a general sense of.
I had a general sense, and also knew that you knew because we were talking about it.
We were just like, we kind of, especially because we were traveling so much.
Yeah.
I found myself like dodging things / like being weird. And then I was, and then because I was trying to like not expose anything, like I was holding back on just like telling you how I was feeling. And we, like you said, great conversations that we had. And I was just like, I didn't want to ruin anything. And then you were kind of like, well, I think I have a idea. And I was like, all right, cards on the table.
Yeah, you're like, all right, let's just lay it all out.
Let's just cards face up. What do you know? What do I know?
Because we did have a conversation where, like you said, like you were trying to not spoil things for me, but I thought that you were being weird to me.
Like you were trying to be like, hey, I think I'm getting engaged, and you want a reaction out of your friend to be like, holy fuck, like yes. But I was like, you are?
Yeah, like you were, and I was like, friend, like this really hurt me.
Yeah.
And you were like, I gotta be honest, I'm just really not trying to spoil anything.
I really don't want to spoil anything. I'm so sorry, like, for you to think that way. I'm so fucking excited for you.
So that was crazy. And then, so it was just funny leading up to it, because then I had imagined when you got engaged, you had been, I think it was so special for you because you had been focused, you knew about me, you knew about your friend.
Yeah.
That it totally sidetracked from you, and then you were able to truly enjoy your moment.
Yeah.
Because you were so surprised, which is what you wanted. And Marty told me this after, but he was like, the day, he was like, on Friday, when you said Fran was engaged, he was like, oh my God. He was like, I planned this for months.
Yeah.
He was like, people flew here. I booked places. He was like, I just couldn't change it.
You just got to do it.
But
that's like, and I think that's the beautiful thing about it too, is just like, Joe and I in our relationship are ready for this, and Marty and you and your relationship are ready for this. It's just kind of funny that it's happened at the same time, but neither of us should shift what we want to happen in our relationships, because those are totally separate, amazing, beautiful things.
Exactly.
And they've lined up at the same time, which is honestly, I think, going to be really fun.
I think it's beautiful. I think it's exactly like, I just feel like, you know, obviously if one or the other got engaged, it would be a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
But I think there is extra excitement for the both of us towards each other, because we get to go through this together. I didn't even get to the actual
I know.
But his friends a week before, a couple that we're very close with, texted us and they were like, do you guys want to go to lunch at this place next Saturday at this time? And they sent me the place. And I was like,
It was an interesting move.
I was like, yeah. I was like, this doesn't look like a place they'd pick to go to lunch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, this is...
Because obviously you Google a place.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to Google the menu, which I do before I go anywhere. So I Googled it and I didn't say a word. I was like, this is beautiful. Like, I was like, if this is what happens, if this is it, this is going to be beautiful. And it was at Old Westbury Gardens on Long Island, which is stunning, beautiful gardens, greenery. They filmed an episode of Gossip Girl there. But beautiful.
It kind of looked like England.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
You know?
Like I was like, wow, this kind of looks like somewhere that would be in London. But it was so beautiful. And he, like, you know, when people envision themselves getting engaged somewhere, like whether it be on a beach or whatever, like I never truly had a vision in my head on where.
Yeah.
Until I was dating Marty. And he was like, just give me one thing that you like, whatever. And something that I think is special between us is that every 2 weeks on the dot, I'm not kidding, Marty buys me new flowers. Ever since we lived together, which is around September. Every single 2 weeks, this man buys me flowers. And so I've become obsessed with flowers. I love flowers. I love greenery. And so he made it happen in a beautiful garden full of flowers that was very special to us. And he got a box of butterflies that flew out of this box. He picked up the box.
Yeah.
So also, I'm telling this story a lot of places, which is how I tell every story. My cousin Francesca,
yes,
flew from Florida
for like the first time ever.
For the first time since I was a senior in high school. Okay, I always go to Florida to see her. She never flies to New York. She flew to Florida for that weekend. So also I was like, okay, my cousin, she's like one of the closest people to me in my life. I say she's my cousin. She's like a fifth distant cousin. But she's one of the closest people to me. She was with us when we pulled up. And he was like, oh, Ryan and Leah said it's the thing is right to the left. So we just have to walk off this passage, whatever, and go to the left. As we're about to make a left, my cousin goes, oh, my mom's calling me. And I'm like, what? She's like, I got to go over there. My mom's calling me. And I'm like, okay. And then.
So in your mind, you were like.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, I wish I brushed my hair.
Yeah.
And then I was like, should I brush my hair right now? Yeah. I was like, no, just go. And we walk in and he picks up this box off the ground and it has like a butterfly on the side of it. And he's like, open it up. And I'm like, don't tell me the ring is going to be in this box. Like he's, and I open up the box.
Butterfly flies out with the ring.
And these beautiful butterflies just fly out of this box. Like, I don't know how. Apparently him and his mom, did this together.
I don't know how that happened. I don't know the science behind that.
I don't know the science. All I know is that a ton of beautiful butterflies flew out of this box and landed on my finger right next to my butterfly tattoo, which was so cool. And I was freaking out. And then we were laughing about these butterflies for like 5 minutes. And then,
he got into his moment.
And he did the whole thing. I do remember saying yes. And I do remember him asking. I blacked out before all of that because we were both sobbing. Like I always didn't know if I would be the one to cry, even though I cry at everything.
That's an insane thought that you thought you wouldn't be.
But when you're so shocked by something that
I FaceTimed you couldn't breathe.
You were like, I know, I couldn't breathe. And Fran was like to her family, she can't keep her emotions in. And I was like, I can't. Like,
I know, my parents were like, is she okay? I was like, yeah, she's just emotional. She's just crying.
I'm an emotional person. I really am. And so we were sobbing, like crying together. And then he did ask, and I do remember that vividly because I wanted to make sure I like had that in my brain.
Yeah.
And then immediately after we walked out and our parents were there. My 2 best friends from high school were there. His friends were there and it was beautiful. It was awesome. He had a photographer there that had us take all these pictures that we were very nervous about after. The hidden,
they're so cute.
The hidden photographer was awesome because he like really captured the genuine moment.
Yeah.
But he had us take all these pictures after, and he was wearing a camera on his shirt, and he's supposed to be a hidden photographer. I was like, he's really like representing, like I'm a photographer. And we took all these beautiful pictures, and for a second I was like, wait, where are our siblings? Like your brother, my sister, my brother, where are they? Because our friends are here, our parents are here. Small group, very small group of people. At that point, at the actual like proposal, and he was like, just wait. Whatever. Yeah. And then we went back to my house. Well, we stalled. My mom picked out this bar that was a shithole. Okay. My mom picked out this bar.
She's like, come on, just one drink before we go home.
Apparently, she had picked out this bar for a while, and apparently everyone told her bad idea. And then everyone was like, you know what? It'll be funny. Show up. She'll think it's... And we showed up to this bar, and I was like, is this here? Like, I'll be happy anywhere, but is there...
No, I'm like super excited, but is this party happening here?
Is this happening in here? And they were like, no, just wait, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we showed up to my house. My sister, amazing. My sister is so amazing. She put together this beautiful backyard celebration, which there were so many friends and family there that I couldn't even imagine or think up, like, this person was there, that person was there. they didn't leave a spot in the driveway for my car, but that's okay. It's like, because we walked in and they're like, surprise. And I was like, I would have been surprised, but there was no room in my driveway for my car.
Saw all the cars.
No, but it was really, really so special to have so many people there that there's all our family, all our friends who made the time. Noah was there. Noah, Kelly.
Well done, Noah.
From work, Noah, Kelly, Tommy, and Glenn were there. And I have to say, I'm not going to get too emotional. I don't want to cry to Noah, but I will because I'm so sorry.
She told me about this.
Kelly, Tommy, and Noah wrote us a card.
Yeah.
And Noah's note to me was so sweet that I actually was.
I can't believe you're getting the most emotional right now. You just told your entire engagement story and you're getting the most emotional about Noah's note.
Well, there's more to it. There's a reason why
I'm known as like the best note writer in my family, just saying.
Oh.
There's a reason
card writer.
Why I'm getting emotional, because there's other things I want to say. And it's that I'm going to start with Noah, but it leads to other things. People are like, Ria's crying over Noah right now. The note really meant a lot to me. I'm not going to like repeat the thing word for word because I don't want to, I don't know, whatever. But even though Noah is our producer, he is a great friend and has been a great friend to me and Marty through a time where we have really needed good friends. And I feel like Noah has always been a great friend. And I'm not even going to look at him because I know he's like probably embarrassed right now that I'm crying.
He is a little.
But even like Kelly and Tommy and Glenn, and I knew I was going to get very emotional. People have had their fair share of opinions about our relationship. But I admire Marty so much because he is truly the strongest person I know. Never once has he strayed away from showing me how much he loves me every single day. No matter how many times people have like beaten him down and have said the most awful, awful things that you could say to somebody. Never once has he come home with like a bad attitude. He has never questioned anything. He is always like stuck to what he knew about himself and what he wanted. And I just admire him as a person so much, not just as a boyfriend or husband, but just him as a human being to his friends and his family. Like I tell him all the time, I'm like, you have the biggest heart that and I know people say that, but like he really is the kindest, most thoughtful person. And the fact that he put so much time and energy into making this the most special thing he could possibly make it for us really means so much. And I really think he is just the strongest person to just stick to what he knows and what he feels in his heart. And he has never, ever questioned that. And he has never shown that to me. He has every single day shown me the most love he can possibly give me every single second. Like to the point where like there have been times where in the past year that I have felt, and I've talked to you about this, just like undeserving of like love and happiness because of awful things people have said, not just about our relationship, because our relationship is so strong and I am so proud of our relationship and I am so proud to be his wife and him to be my husband. Like I couldn't be more proud of our relationship and I don't care what anyone has to say about it. There have been times where people have said awful things about me as a person and to me that have made me feel like absolute garbage as a human being. And not just online. Like I don't think I've talked about this, but people have yelled at us in person a lot of times, like more than you can imagine. You think that people would just say things online, but people have screamed at us in person. And because every day I show up and I'm so happy every day and I have a lot of confidence in myself. But there are times that it's hard to do that when people are saying something to you so consistently and trying to beat you down so consistently. And that's why I admire Marty so much, is because sometimes I look at him and I'm like, how do you do it? Like, because it's been hard for me sometimes where people have said the most disgusting, vile things you could say about a human being about me, that I have felt like I am like worthless and like I am not deserving of any of this, but he has made me feel like the most deserving person of this love and happiness, especially in the last week. Like, we had the most amazing vacation ever. We did not go on social media. It was amazing. Like, truly we're able to capture the moment and just like really be happy with each other and like talk about
no outside noise,
nothing, just like really just be happy with each other and just talk about our love and our relationship and just really soak it in. And it was so unbelievable. Like, every single night when we went to bed, we were like, this was the best day ever. This was the best day ever. Like, every day was the best day ever. I can't even put it into words. I felt so at peace and so relaxed, like the most relaxed and at peace I have ever felt in my life. Like I just go to bed like, this is it. And I am so happy. Like, I just, there's so much more I wanted to say, but I really just wanted to talk about how grateful I am for Marty as a person. And I think he is going to be the most amazing husband ever. And he shows me that already just by being so strong every day. And, you know, people could say that's silly, like, oh, like taking things on the internet, but people can be really so ruthless. And
not at all.
Every day he shows up like ready to love me with every single part of his body, no bad mood, nothing sour. And of course he gets down on himself. Who wouldn't when people are trying to bring you down all the time? But he never puts it on me.
No.
Ever. And I love that about him so much. And it just shows me the kind of person he will always be.
I have said this to you many times, but the you that you are in this relationship is the best version of yourself. And you know that. And I've said to you that, you know, no matter what people say about you and the terrible shit that you have to deal with, that is truly I think sometimes people think like you're exaggerating. You're not. Like, I'll back you up on that 100%. And I've always wanted and have tried to remind you of how great that partnership is. And I'm like, you have to remember that this, like, he has been so good to you. You're so happy in your relationship. Is like, I'm like, no matter what people are saying, just like your day to day, you are so happy in your relationship. And I can see that. I've always seen that. I get asked because it's like everybody's nosy. Everybody wants to ask shit. Like, oh, you know, what are Rhea and Mark? I'm like, they are so perfect for each other. And I always say, like, regardless of the whole work aspect and meeting each other here or whatever, I'm like, remove all of that, just as they're so perfect together. If that none of that even existed, like, I still think you guys would have somehow found each other. And it's just so beautiful because he definitely has brought out such a great, amazing side of you that I think you're so happy in yourself right now. And hopefully people can learn to love and accept that, because and even if they don't, who cares?
That's
because
what
you
I was
guys
saying,
are
like,
so, and it's just like it's all good,
right?
It's all good.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I am so proud of our relationship that I truly couldn't care what anyone has to say about our relationship together, because I know how truly special it is. It's the words directly to us as people that are incredibly disgusting. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, oh, you could, whatever. But it's like, when it comes to, like, I don't even want to repeat things that people say to me because it's disgusting.
And it's not worth giving that an ounce. Like, it's not worth this is such a happy moment, you know?
Right. And like you said, like, the love that we have for each other always brings us back to that place where, like, we have each other and this is such a happy time. And I can't believe I started crying when I started talking about Noah's card.
That's so funny.
But it really is.
But it led you into other things. I think that was fair.
I'm gonna text Kelly and Tommy and everyone.
The underlying message of that was
talking about
the underlying message of that was that you guys went through a rough time, and you always supported each other, but you always you appreciated the people that always stood by you guys, and now you've reached this monumentous, beautiful moment, and it makes you think back of the people who were there for you.
Yes, that is that. Yeah. It just makes me emotional because, like I said, there have just been times where I'm like, does nobody want to be friends with me? You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, like, to think that my friends have stuck by my side and have always been my true friends, regardless if they're work friends or home friends. Like, your friends are your friends, and they're always there for you and your family. And I had so much more to say, and now my mind is blanking. But like I said to you, Fran, we have had some really great conversations the last 2 months between the two of us that have made me so happy. Like, I have cried on your shoulder, you have cried on mine, and I feel like it has just brought us even closer. And I couldn't be more happy for you because I know in your heart that this is what you wanted. And I also couldn't be more happy for Mima because I have also heard Mima talk about this. And I think that it's such a special sentiment that everything happened at the time it did for you in such a beautiful place. And you guys got to celebrate it the way you wanted to. Yeah. And we got to celebrate it the way we wanted to. And that's what I think is so great about it. Like, yes, I would have loved to have been there, and I bet you would have loved to have been there for me. But I also think that we got to celebrate our own special moments in our own ways, and really got to enjoy vacation.
Yep. I think the way it worked out was so great because we did have those private moments, and it's hard to get those.
Yeah.
So to be able to share those moments and have it happen the way it did, the timing that it did, really getting to soak it all in, and now coming back and being here together and getting to talk about it and share it with everybody is so nice because it really gave us that space to enjoy it, which is why I think both of our guys thought, let's do it around the time when they have a week off and they don't have to talk to people for a week.
And
because it's like, you know, we talk 3 days a week, and we love sharing with people, and literally it's our job, and we love sharing these things and big moments with our listeners, and everybody was so excited, and it's just like, it's such a happy reaction. But to be able to have that time afterwards was so nice and special, instead of like, hey, this happened on a Saturday and we were here in the studio on Monday. You know, like, it gave us time to digest everything, and I think that was really, really nice. And I think that was something we both needed for this moment.
I think so too. I really think it was a special moment. I didn't even say where I went.
Your magical secret vacation.
Yeah.
We all know those catchy sayings that go something like, try it free for 14 days. It's just enough time to try it and then completely forget about it. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Over 80% of people have subscriptions they forgot about, and chances are you're one of them. Like that television app just to watch one show, or that free gaming trial you never actually used. Rocket Money will quickly and easily find your subscriptions for you, and for any you don't want to pay for anymore, just hit cancel and Rocket Money will cancel it for you. It's that easy. Rocket Money also helps you manage all your finances in one place and automatically categorizes your expenses so you can easily track your budget in real time and also get alerted if anything looks off. Over 3 million people have used Rocket Money, saving the average person up to $720 a year. Stop throwing your money away, cancel unwanted subscriptions, and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/chicks. That's rocketmoney.com/chicks. rocketmoney.com/chicks.
Marty had planned this surprise vacation.
Yes.
And leading up to the weeks, I was like, what are we doing for the week of 4th of July? We have off. Everyone goes somewhere every year.
Yeah.
What are me and you doing? Because I'm not staying on Long Island the whole week or Jersey. Like, what are we doing?
We gotta go somewhere.
And he was like, don't worry about it. I have it planned. So I knew he had something planned. And we ended up going to St. Martin, which was gorgeous. We stayed at this beautiful resort called La Samana. Gorgeous. Yeah. Like the nicest resort luxury-wise I've stayed in, which we don't do often. Like, it just was really special. And then we went to St. Bart's for a day. I have a funny story, actually. Oh. It's very funny.
I don't know why I just started. I'm just like,
it's very emotional. It's very emotional. I'll get back to the vacation, but I will say this. I had thought about what I was going to say probably all week because I didn't tell anybody for whatever. And I just really wanted to hit the points of like how much you mean to me as a friend, and not just a co-host, like, but truly as a friend. And I feel like we are closer than we've ever been in a different way. Like, you know what I mean? Like
100%.
I can't even describe it.
And we get to move into this next chapter of our lives together, which is really special.
It really is.
I don't think, like, it's not like it would have been weird if it happened for somebody and not, and like, you know, like, it would have been great, but there's something very special about this happening for us at the same time.
I agree.
And like kind of having each other to lean on and talking about it, and
because apparently this stuff can get stressful.
Planning.
So at least we have each other.
Exactly. But anyway, so you funny story about St. Bart's.
So we were in St. Martin. It was beautiful. We go to St. Bart's for a day. We rent a private boat from our resort in St. Martin to go to St. Bart's. You get like 7 to 8 hours on the boat. They drive you to St. Bart's. They drop you off. You can do whatever you want. You get back on the boat. They can take you to different islands, the whole thing. So we're like, let's go to St. Bart's. That's fucking amazing. So we go to St. Bart's, get dropped off at like the shopping center of St. Bart's, which is all the designer, like, beautiful stuff. I bought a new pair of Louis Vuitton shoes that are absolutely gorgeous because they're cheaper there than here. They were absolutely gorgeous. I bought a cashmere sweater. Like, I was like,
wow, it's mature.
Yeah, well, that's how I felt when I was there.
You're like, I'm gonna be I'm getting married. I need a cashmere sweater.
I was like, oh my God, cashmere sweater, count me in. I need one of these. So I got that. It was beautiful, like, so cool, such a cool shopping center. Like, this whole part of St. Bart's was so awesome. So then we have a reservation at Nikki Beach, which is a little, you got to get back on the boat to go to Nikki Beach. So we get back on the boat. There's a captain and somebody assisting the captain to like serve us drinks the whole time. They are like, all right, your reservation at Nikki Beach is at 1:00. You could stay at Nikki Beach. You could swim at Nikki Beach. You could do whatever you want. Stay there for as long as you want. Yeah. And we were like, no, we're just going to eat and come back on the boat because we want you to take us to other islands so we could swim in the ocean. Like, we want to jump in, you know, do the whole thing. So reservation's at 1:00. We get off the boat. There's a little dinghy that has to take you from the big boat into the dinghy to the restaurant back. Very small distance, but like the
boat can go down to shore,
So the dinghy picks us up. We go to Nikki Beach. Unbelievable food, okay? Nikki Beach, as good as advertised.
Yeah.
Their pizza was... the quesadilla was the best quesadilla I've ever had. Their sushi was unbelievable. Everything about Nikki Beach, the waiters...
Nikki Beach, St. Bart's.
Yes. The waiters seemed fake.
Oh.
Okay. What? Like, they were like actors.
Oh,
like, how... Like, we were just like...
Performers?
No, like, it was just like... waiters you see in movies. You know what I mean? Like, you were just like, this is like, these people exist. Like, it was like so bizarre, but also amazing food. Then a photographer comes up to us and is like, excuse me, do you mind if I take your mister's pictures? And he just starts snapping all these pictures of Marty. Like, he's having him pose, like, all like sorts of ways, like looking out in the ocean. Like, I was like, what is going on?
Shooting a campaign.
No, and I was like,
Nikki Beach.
I was like, does he not care about me? Like, I was like, okay. And I sat there kind of with my head down, like, all right. cool. I guess no pictures for me.
Yeah.
And then he snapped like a couple of pity ones for me, you know. But he was like having Marty like model. I don't know what was going on. He tried to sell us the pictures. He worked in Nikki Beach. I was like, no, we don't need these photos.
Yeah.
I took them on my phone. Actually, you have to see these. They're fucking hysterical.
How many do you think he took?
1 million. Just start here, and then there's 2 more that I just like captured really quick.
These are headshots.
Full headshots.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that is so funny. These are black. They're in black and white.
We were like, what?
They're black and white headshots.
Model pictures, photos. I fucked that up.
Oh my god, that is so funny. I mean, he looks great. These are great photos.
They're great pictures. But we were like,
but it's literally like that. If he wants to start going to some auditions, like that's what he should send out.
Yeah, we were like, what is going on? So we get up because we're like, we don't want to talk to this photographer. Like, we pay. The photographer's gonna come back. We don't want to talk to him. Let's get up. Let's go. So it's around. We told the driver and the other woman we'd be back around 2:15, 2:30. So it's 2:15. We get on the dinghy. We go back to the boat. As we're pulling up to the boat, I don't see them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are they banging downstairs? Like, I'm like, are they fucking on this boat right now? Because there's a downstairs with like a bed and whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, are they like, what's going on? We get on the boat. The woman comes running up, no shirt on, this like black bra, okay? Comes running up. She's like, oh, so sorry. Puts on a shirt. I see the captain run by the door. Fran?
Yeah.
Butt naked.
Oh my god.
Covering his thing like this. Butt ass naked. No pants, no shirt, covering his thing, running past the door. And I look at Marty. He didn't see it. I look at him. I go, oh my god, I just saw him naked. And he's like laughing. I'm like, no, I'm dead serious. I just saw him fucking naked. Like, I'm not kidding. And he's like, oh my god, I made a joke.
Yeah.
I was like, and then they were they acted guilty after.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, they were like,
because
it was like a little like awkward at first when they like came back upstairs. He came back up like 4 minutes after she did.
Yeah.
It was a little awkward. And then
it's like, all right, where do you guys want to go next?
Literally, that's what happened. They were like, all right, so where should we go? How was it? How was the food?
How was your lunch?
They
Great,
were acting
good.
way different after. And so we were on another, like, they're taking us to like another island to go swim. We're on another part of the boat, and I'm walking back to where they are, and I hear her say to him, no, don't worry, she saw me before she saw you. And I was like, I fucking knew it. These 2 dirty dogs.
Wow.
Fucking St.
Banging
Bart's
on the job.
St. Bart's makes you horny because these 2 couldn't control themselves. I said, should we ask them if we can now?
Yeah.
This is rude. They're allowed to, but we can't.
Seriously, you guys go to lunch.
Yeah, why don't we drop you off at Nikki Beach? We'll stay on this boat right here. Perverts. It was crazy. I was like, oh my god. Wild. I couldn't act normal the rest of the day. We had like 3 more hours with them, and I was like, oh my god, they just got off downstairs, and now they're driving us around.
Doesn't it make you think like how often they do that? Like, it's like, damn.
You know what was weird? As we were pulling away on the dinghy, I saw her take her shirt off. And I was like, maybe she's just gonna like tan.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They didn't waste a single second.
They did not. As soon as we pulled away on that dinghy, her shirt was off.
Wow.
I was like,
which was like impressive if they were still naked by the time you got back. They were it's a marathon down there.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. But we told them that when we were coming back.
Yeah.
Butt ass naked, I saw this guy.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe my eyes.
Oh my god.
But besides that,
holy shit,
it was unbelievable. But really an amazing like best trip ever.
When you said you guys were doing like a full social, like a detox for the week, I was like, bravo, great idea. It was just
honestly,
so nice.
The best feeling ever. And like I said, like we were truly just enjoying every moment together. And like I said, just really talking about like what this means to us. Yeah. Like really just taking life in. And
totally. Those are the best conversations. It's like, let's talk about what life is going to look like.
Right. And we had amazing dinners, and he really went out of his way to make this the most special thing he could have made it for not just me, but for both of us. And he kept saying, I wanted to do this for you. And I'm like, it's for you too,
I will say I'm a little jealous that you guys were like fully alone. Because let me say, beautiful idea. Mm-hmm. I'm so happy Joe did it when he did it. But I will say, like, midway through Sicily, we both kind of looked at each other and we were like, kind of wish we were by ourselves.
It'd be great to have some alone time.
Like Joe was like, I'm really glad I did this, but this is a lot. This is a lot of, family time. Because it's also, you know my siblings and like how life is. So it's like after the first weekend, it was like, yay, Joe and Fran, yay, Joe and Fran. And then like when we got to Sicily, it was like, they're like, all right, relax. It's not all about you and now.
They're like, we're trying to take our fit pics and get our TikToks off. So you guys just keep it moving.
Like, damn, all right, I guess that I got that weekend.
Yeah, no, it was, you guys will obviously have your alone time, and Italy is so beautiful and to be with your family. But it was very nice to have that alone time, just really like romantic, like the most romantic trip in the world. And shocking, people will be shocked by this, I deleted TikTok the Thursday that was our last day. I have not re-downloaded it.
I'm so proud of you.
I have not been on TikTok.
So proud of you.
For that amount. That's the longest I have not been.
You haven't even seen Gia's viral video.
No. You told me about it. You were like, Gia went viral. And then Gia was like, she's like, why are people asking about Fran? Yes. You're like, because you made a viral TikTok about me. But no, my problem is now I don't want to re-download it, but I know that I have to for work.
Debatable.
There is no.
You should see how long you can go without something like. If there's a moment where one of us is like, okay, you really need to be back on, but like, I don't really think you're missing too much.
You should be able to watch TikToks that people send you, but not have.
That's
the app.
What's annoying is people were sending me TikToks, and I was like. It's hard to watch them when you don't.
Well, doesn't it just open on your browser?
Sometimes it just goes. You have to get the app. Like it tricks you, and then other times it will open. There is not a single part of me that wants to re-download TikTok. No. I'm not kidding. Like I think it has actually helped my brain because I had never. And obviously there were such amazing things happening, so that adds to it.
For sure, but
I had never felt more at peace with like just everything that was happening and. Oh man, what a blissful time.
I know.
And I do want to say also Kelly Keegs has been an amazing friend and she constructed.
She's the best.
I said to her, Noah's note was so nice. And she was like, yeah, I started off the card thinking that we were all just going to write a quick little thing. And Tommy wrote something so beautiful.
But was Kelly the first one to write?
And Kelly, whatever. But Kelly,
was the last one to write.
But Kelly
so
has.
That's why Noah wanted to one up everybody.
Yeah, Kelly has obviously exclaimed her, whatever, in words to me.
Yes.
But Tommy's was so nice, but there was a part of me that was like, is this sarcasm? Like his note was like, your love is so inspiring. And I was is he just saying this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But shout out to Kelly.
Tommy, me and Kelly went to brunch before we went to your house and that's when we did the card. And I mean, shout out to Kelly because she was the one who organized all the stuff we gave you.
Right. I made a point to point out
there would be no Noah's note without Kelly actually buying the card.
That's why I want to say thank you to Kelly because she's so thoughtful and really has been there as well. And I know that she is the catalyst for those two would have not written a note or brought a card if Kelly did not start that. There was something else I wanted to say.
It was funny though because Tommy and me and Kelly had like a group chat because first of all when we went out to the club like Thursday night before we were like all like so nervous that I'm gonna get drunk and like just say because then Tommy
when we said goodbye to him Thursday because we all went out Thursday night and Tommy as we're leaving goes
see you Saturday
he goes have a good break and like with this look on his face and I was like.
And then the second you guys left, he goes, guys, don't worry. I said have a good break. They have no idea.
But the first thing I said to Tommy when I saw him at my house was, have a good break, huh? Because I was like, the way he said it, like he gave like a little nod to Marty.
He said it with like a wink.
Yeah, after he said have a good break, he looked at Marty and was like, he thought that he didn't do that, but he did. There was something else I wanted to say, and now I'm blanking. can't recall.
Now we're back.
I know. There was so much I
And now, like, it's just crazy. And there was another crazy thing about, I feel like, and you probably feel the same way too, where it's like, it happened, celebration, vacation. So you're like kind of living in la la land, like just pure bliss. And now it's home. It's like, whoa.
You're like, oh.
Whoa. Time to like plan a wedding.
I know. That's so crazy.
Do all this stuff. So crazy. Do you remember?
No, I don't remember. But has anybody brought up the movie Bride Wars to you recently?
No, but believe me, it was my first thought on my own. It didn't have to be brought up. It was just a thought that happened on my own.
I was on the plane and one of the Delta movies is Bride Wars, and I was like, I love this movie so much, but I'm not watching it. I was like, I can't watch this right now.
You know what? Thank God we have our own visions for what we want. And I'm not going to share that now because, you know, who knows if it comes true or not, but they're different.
Yeah, we have different visions.
They're different.
We have different styles and it's different lives. Like, I think that's also important to note that, like, even though we got engaged at the same time within 24 hours of each other, we have separate lives and separate relationships, and it just means, it doesn't mean we got engaged at the same time. It means I am taking this step forward in my life and you are taking this step forward in your life, and they are not conjoined.
Yeah, no.
And we are not engaged to each other. Although
let me tell you, we do have some
very similar rings.
I mean, they're different. Thankfully, we're
different
simple ladies, but we got the gold bands, which are very fitting, and mine's round. Yours is what? Emerald?
Yes. An emerald cut.
Yes. So that honestly, it's kind of nice. They're cohesive.
They are. I said, how did Mima have such a nice ring? Because when somebody says like a grandparent's ring gets passed down and it's never at, you know what I mean? I was I feel like that's the ring. Yeah, I feel like that's the ring that you would want anyway.
I know. Which is why it was always so perfect. And when Mima had first brought it up to me, I was like, I like your ring.
It's a fucking great ring, Mima.
Yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful ring. Like, what are you talking about? But it's nice, and I haven't seen her, so I'm excited to actually see her and talk to her about it. But I was sending her pictures of the ring in various locations throughout the trip. She was so cute. She's like, that was so made for your hand. Like, she's just the sweetest. And she sent me a beautiful picture of my grandparents that she has on the night that they got engaged. She told, rewrote that story of how that went down. And I was joking that I could thank my great grandmother, who I never knew, but she made my grandpa get a bigger diamond because he was going to get a smaller one, and his mom said no, not big enough,
gotta up that.
And so we did, and now it's been passed on to me, which is just it feels special. And like I take being the oldest grandchild fairly seriously, and so this feels like a beautiful legacy that I hope I can live up to. My grandparents had a beautiful marriage, and I think it's it feels like a good omen to start in this way. And I'm not overly emotional a lot of the times, and it's hard for me to kind of share my feelings and get super sappy. And I've always kept my relationship with Joe more between us, just because that's just like the way we are. But we've been together almost from the start of me working here as well. So like the support and journey that we have had that has brought us here has made me so happy, and I am very excited for this next step. And I don't know, he'll probably, sometimes he dabbles, he'll be like, oh, I listened, and I'm like, oh, did you? I'm like, he picks and chooses when he pays attention. So if he does listen to this one, I do love him very, very much, and I'm incredibly excited to marry him.
I hope he knows.
Yes. No, he knows.
It's nice to say it, though.
But I don't. Yeah, I keep that really more to myself, I think. And in this moment, it feels appropriate to share.
It does. And
share a little bit.
I'm really glad you're sharing it.
Yeah,
because I was nervous about being so emotional. And I was like, Fran is not emotional. And I don't want to be.
But it fits. That's what
crying my eyes out. And and the reason I brought up the other stuff about first of all, I want to say that I'm really happy you just said that about Jill and yourself, because you don't share your emotions very often. So it is very nice to hear. A big lifesaver on this past trip I went on was having my travel size Way leave-in conditioner with me at all times. Before I go in the ocean, I spray it in. After I take a shower, I spray it in. Leave my hair natural with the Way wave spray. All the travel sizes that I got were perfect for vacation, and I've been using Way for years on my hair. I truly think it's the best hair care out there. The leave-in conditioner, the wave spray, the shampoo and conditioner, the detox shampoo, the body scrub, the body cream. They have all such amazing products that you guys would die for. Sometimes, small daily actions make a big difference, and using Way can be that small action that makes a big difference in your life. Whether you have fine, medium, or thick hair, Way is just your type. And by the way, that's OUAI. No matter what your hair needs, whether it's volume, shine, hydration, shampoos and conditioners are there to give your strands exactly what they need, helping you with multiple hair concerns to get you on with your day. You can nourish your hair every day and keep it looking its best with shampoo and conditioner from Way. If you're not sure about your hair type, Way's hair quiz helps you find the Way that works for you. Once you find your favorites, stock up and save with 32-ounce refill pouches of their most loved shampoos and conditioners. Been on a product binge? Detox shampoo gives your strands and scalp a deep cleanse to bring it back to life with adding strength, softness, and shine. This special combination of clarifying apple cider vinegar and enriching keratin cleanses impurities, product buildup, hard water deposits, and more. Get on your way to healthier hair one day at a time with shampoos and conditioners that are just your type. Go to THEOUAI.com and use code CHICKS for 15% off your entire purchase. That's THEOUAI.com, code CHICKS. Once again, theway.com, code CHICKS for 15% off your entire order. But the reason I brought up that stuff about myself was because I was saying, like, if we are going to have an emotional episode, I want to get every emotion out on the table. Get it all out now, yep. Because the next episode, we have a lot to catch up on, pop culture wise. And so I was like, I really just want to get all my feelings out, because I also feel like, people will message me and they'll say, oh my God, how are you so confident all the time? Like that, I'm not saying people are like bowing down to me saying that, but I do think that
you give off that aura.
I do think that because I am confident in myself and I'm confident in my relationship and I'm confident, but there are times, or there have been times where it's just been hard for me to even pick myself off the floor from just being so emotionally drained from what people say about me. It's just like, and I'm no Kim Kardashian, so
no. But it's one thing when it's, it's not like you had to do. I don't know. It's one thing when it's like you, but it's come from all directions, and it's not just you, but it's been you and your relationship, which is truly such a beautiful relationship that does not deserve that kind of reception.
And as long as we have each other, and that's what I'm saying, like it's not even necessarily the words about the relationship, because we know how strong our relationship is. It's the hurtful words about us as people, what we look like, what, you know what I mean? Like those things that like you can't change. You know what I'm saying? And you're just like, you get what I'm saying. People know what I'm talking about. And so I'm just so happy, and I'm so excited. And even though like I had a feeling, for months, it just exceeded every single expectation I had.
Did people call you out on your manicure?
Yeah, but
because I feel like, because I got, even I had
actually have no butt.
People in my DMs, because they were like, oh, Rhea's nails look pretty perfect.
First of all, I get my nails done every 2 to 3 weeks, so I always have a manicure.
I just feel like people are still stuck on you always sharing your bad manicures.
I know, but I've been so good for like the past really 2 years. I get like my nails done every 2 to 3 weeks. But I will say,
you have been really good.
When I got my nails done the last time, I did not want them to be this white.
Yeah.
I promise you on everything. I was like, I can't have them be this white.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever. I asked for like a nudish like chrome. Like I was like, I want whatever.
Yeah.
And she started doing it, and I was like, I can't stop her now. And they turned
never
out
can.
bright fucking white with like, they had more chrome on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, alrighty. I was like, all right, I guess I will now put on my white outfit that also ended up being something that I like would wear just anyway. It's from Frankie's Bikinis. Like it is just something I would wear. I was, before we were going home to Long Island, Marty was like, so what'd you pack for this weekend? And I was like, just some t-shirts. And he was like,
oh,
what? And I was like, yeah, I want to be comfy this weekend. Like I really don't feel like doing anything. I was like, I know we're going to lunch, but I was like really fucking with him. I was like, I know we're going to lunch, but like I really don't feel like getting dressed up, and like I just don't really feel like doing anything. And he was like, you should probably wear something. He's like, what do you got? Like, let's see. He's like, what? He's like
sneaking into your suitcase and being like, there it is.
Yeah. He's like, what? Come on, show me some options.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you want to look a little. It's a nice place on Saturday.
We're going to see my friends. You're going to look like that in my friends? But I was like, no, just t-shirts. Like, I woke up on Saturday. I was like, I really don't feel like going. And he was like, stop. Because that's just me anyway.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
You know,
completely.
Love canceling plans. But, I just keep talking. You know what I mean? Like, did you do anything different in Italy that, because I know you went to Sicily, but did you do anything different there that you had never done before?
Not really. I mean, we kind of like, what was nice is when we were in Bellagio, we just did what we normally do, but it just had a little extra flair to it, you know? Mm-hmm. So that was nice. And we have our restaurants, like we really planned our like Friday, Saturday, Sunday to make sure we got to eat at all the places that we wanted to eat. And that was great. And no, that was really, did you see that? You see that Logan Paul proposed to?
I think he just posted like the entire video, like shot from multiple camera angles.
Must have been right across the lake.
Yeah. Logan was waving.
I know. Joe sent it to me and he was like, God damn it.
Yeah, I saw that and I laughed really hard. I was like, oh my God.
I know. I was like, Paul, the fucking spot. Logan Paul.
It was a very popular week for people to get engaged.
Extremely.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people go on vacation this week.
Yeah, exactly.
And I really do think, and of course not everyone, sorry, I have indigestion. Of course not everyone could do this. But I really do think that there is something special about getting engaged and then having that moment to celebrate, whether it's, you know, a couple of days, it doesn't have to be a whole week, but just like where you don't have to answer to anybody and you don't have to talk to anybody, you know what I mean? Yep. And just like really taking that moment together.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I'm happy I waited to, because I was actually, we talked about this. Yeah. I was not even going to post it when I did yesterday.
Share anything
I was
anyway.
just going to like talk about it here. Yeah. But the pictures were just so,
they were great.
So beautiful.
When you sent me the pictures too, and I was showing Joe, he was like, Marty and I really made sure we had those 3 buttons and the 3 buttons open and the chain showing.
Yeah.
It's like, yep.
It's the go-to move.
Yep.
We did this dinner that was a private dinner in a wine cellar at the hotel. It was just us two in this wine cellar. Yeah. And I had a bottle of wine from 1997, which was the year I was born.
The year you're born, yeah.
It was delicious.
Wow.
You know what they always say, like, oh, this bottle is from 1997.
Yeah.
It always makes me nervous when it's that old because it can end up tasting like vinegar.
Well, sometimes sometimes it's not
sour
good.
Grapes.
Yeah.
It was delightful. It was really nice.
Was it a red?
Yes. It was a Cabernet, which is not usually my favorite.
Yeah.
But it was 1997, so I was like, I have to pick this. It was very White Lotus-esque at this place. I'll say that. Like, you saw the same people because it was so private that you saw the same people kind of every day. Yeah. And there were not a lot of them. Yeah. There was not a lot of people, and you saw the same ones every day. Yeah. The same workers. This guy, Alessandro, he could have been the main character in White Lotus. Not kidding. God. He was like the leader of the wine tasting thing. The wine menu is his. It's his office. He kept calling it my office. And I was like, oh my God. I hope we're okay at the end of this because this is screaming White Lotus to me, this whole thing. But knows.
I had that joke made to me a few times also.
Oh yeah,
immediately going to Sicily. They were like, damn, bold move.
Right. No, but it was so cool that you got to go. And I said to you that I was so happy you got to go, because you go to the same place in Italy every year, but to experience a new spot with also something so exciting is just like all this excitement at once.
Totally. Joe and I got to peel off a couple times on our own, but we had a lot of family moments planned,
which is nice though, because you guys aren't all together a lot anyway.
No, we're not.
Everyone does their own thing.
Everyone's like my siblings my parents are traveling, or they're in Florida. My brother's traveling, so it was nice to have all of those moments. Joe and I walked down to this one beach one day that, oh my God, it was so stunning. I can barely call it a beach, because it's very Italian. It was all rocks and everything, but hard to navigate. But it was just like in this little cove that was just so nice.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
I kept seeing your pictures and I was like, oh my God. I was like, that looks so fucking nice.
Food
especially
was
the
so
food.
Good. Oh my God.
Like your outfits, you looked beautiful. You guys looked great. Yeah. But then you'd throw in a picture of like mussels and I was like, damn.
Oh, my mussels came in a bread. It looked like a top hat.
Yeah.
It was a top, and it was just made out of pizza crust. And I was like, this is nothing I've ever seen before. It was so good. And then, I fucking love cannolis. And so in Sicily, there's just nonstop cannolis left and right. So I just kept eating.
It looked so good.
Just kept eating cannolis.
The food looked so good.
Oh my God, it's just amazing pasta, amazing seafood. We did this tasting menu one night at this nicer spot in Sheffield at like this new hotel that opened. They have this nice resort. Now that was White Lotus. Like that was, we thought we were in the menu. We were like, did you see the menu?
Yes.
We were like, uh-oh. Like we walked in and it was like all the tables were on grass. It had a beautiful view, and then it had the open air kitchen that you could see in the back. And we all sat down at the table and we were like, this really feels like the menu. And it was like a 7-course tasting menu. Oh my God, it was fucking unbelievable. So good. That's like that fine dining that you just, sometimes it can be a hit or miss. And in this situation, it hit, because sometimes you get like that tiny little portion put on your plate and you're like, ugh. But everything was so good that it was nice. And then the chef.
You're in Italy.
I know. The chef brought us a little like extra sometimes. Like he was like, oh, here's a little extra of this plate, which was very nice. He made these tomato balls, which sounds ridiculous, but it was like, I don't even know how to describe it. It was about this big, like, and they looked like an arancini kind of vibe, but way smaller. But it felt like it had a breadcrumb outer shell. But when you bit into it, it was like tomato juice. So it was like a pop. Like you had to pop the whole thing in your mouth and then bite into it. Which I spilled all over myself.
That sounds so good, though.
But it was really cool.
I'm so hungry now.
Oh, I know. It was so good. It was really so good. But, oh my God, no, we were cracking up. There was a older couple that was sitting in front of us, and they had the beautiful, ocean view. And I'm just kind of like watching them and looking back and forth. I turned to my parents. I was like, this couple has not said one word to each other. I'm like, what a life. Like I was like, damn, that's sad. It just looked sad. They had eating their meals, looking out into the distance, but truly were not speaking. And like, I was like, damn, they must have just run out of things to say.
They're just enjoying the view. They're just happy to be there, enjoying the food.
Just happy to be there, I guess. Yeah. But no, it was.
I'm so jealous of the food.
It was such a great trip. The food was obviously spectacular as always. The seafood. Your mom told me make sure you get some octopus, and we did, and it was very good.
My mom said that.
Yeah.
Some things come out of her mouth that I'm just like, I don't even.
Well, she was like, you're going to Sicily, get the octopus.
Yeah, she's been there. You know what I mean? That's where her dad was born.
She said, you're going to Sicily, get the octopus. I said, okay, and I got it like 4 times.
Really? Oh my God. That's
and every time it was delicious.
She's surprised because sometimes I'm just like I like don't think that they know other foods sometimes, like, which is just I don't know.
Yeah,
but. I was so jealous of the food. It sounded amazing. But we kind of a similar experience where the same like type of deal where you get these portions, and we were at this French restaurant because we sit on the French side of St. Martin. There's a French and a Dutch side, I ordered tortellini.
Oh, and it came like this big.
And there were 4 fucking tortellinis in there.
Yeah.
I was starving. I was like, are you serious? There are 4 tortellinis
I'm gonna
in
need
this thing.
8 more of this.
And I should have known because there's a French restaurant, tortellini, like whatever. But I love tortellini, so I was like, whatever. There was 4 tortellinis. I'm not kidding, 4.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna starve. But otherwise, the other food was amazing, like island food. But I do remember what I wanted to say before because I do not want to leave this out.
Perfect.
But I was going through all the notes and cards that people got us, and Marty's parents wrote, like, I can't even put into words the nicest thing about that you can imagine, like, your, I guess, in-laws, crazy, would say to you. You know what I mean? Like, I just was stuck, and they are the greatest people. They are the greatest family. His brother, his brother's wife, his parents. Like, I could not be more excited that I am going to be a part of their family. Like, they are the greatest people. I get excited to talk to them all the time. Like, I'm like, can we call them and talk? Like, we talk like we're friends. Like, I just, and I'm not going to share what they wrote, but it really meant so much to me because, I don't want to get into it, but just like,
no, the one of the greatest parts of these moments is what feels like the blending of
and just
families
to feel,
and welcoming, and
just to feel so accepted and loved by them, and for them to feel like I am a great fit for their son, like, really means the world to me because I like have at times believed like awful things about myself, and that like nobody would want me to like be with their son or like stupid stuff like that, but they have really made me feel so welcomed and so loved by them, and just the sweetest thing
they
ever.
are the sweetest people.
They are really just the sweetest people, and they like really just make me feel like the best when I'm around them, and to feel like I make someone like their son so happy and they see that like is the best thing in the world. Like that's all you could want, really. I think, even when you think about your future family and for what you would want for your future kids is like that kind of feeling. And so I love them so much as my family as well, but I think everybody knows that I love my family very much, and my sister, who is so amazing, and just really went out of the way. Our
siblings did a good job.
Yeah, and my brother, of course, too. Now I'm thanking everyone like I'm at the Oscars, but you get the point. You get the point of it, and it was just really, really beautiful.
Should we end with making a pregnancy pact, or?
Well, that's how Bride Wars ends. I swear to God, I had that thought in my head. I was like,
if my hair turns blue, I swear to God.
I was like, we're going to get pregnant at the same time.
No, at this rate, I would not be surprised.
It would be helpful. I'm not saying we have to.
No, but I think just as far as life work goes, I think be helpful.
Being pregnant at the same time would be extremely helpful.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying we have to, but I'm just saying.
Think about it.
I'm just saying that for the sake of the podcast and for the sake of, dual wedding. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm so kidding. That's an absolutely not.
Oh, man. Look, we're going to have a ton of fun. And I think that we're going to be able to share a lot and discuss a lot. And we're so excited to share all of this with everybody as well. I think that's such a big part of this, is having such a massive life moment that we can share with you guys who have supported us through a lot and are still listening to us and have sent us beautiful messages and are so excited for us.
We've grown up.
Yeah. Like, girls are like sending pictures of them crying, finding out. I know. Like that. I'm like, oh my God, this is so nice.
And it's so crazy. Like, we've truly grown up on this podcast. Like, what?
I know. Like, and it's also nice because there's so many girls that are
just
close
graduated
to us.
high school. By the way, I'm going to be 26 in a couple weeks. So I'm an adult.
Yeah. I'm so ready for this.
I think people get confused about my age.
Because you always talk about when you started? Or?
Yeah, or I just like, I think I've always, or maybe I get confused sometimes because I have always been used to being like, I'm so young, I'm so young. Yeah. And I still think I'm young. I don't think 26
Yeah, you are.
Old.
You're 26. Not even 26 yet.
But I think like some people think I'm like 35 because I've been doing this for so long. And some people still think I'm like 21, which is fine. But no, this is it, people really have sent some really nice messages. And I was talking to you last night. And you were like, yeah, it is scary to put such major news, life news that is so special to you and sacred to you out there for the world because
there will always be positive, but there's always going to be negative.
Right. And at the end of the day, like that doesn't matter, but it's just the drop. Yeah. You're like, oh.
It's anxiety inducing no matter what it is.
Right. So. Exactly.
But I think we shared...
I think we shared most of it.
The last thing I wanted to say was that it did feel so nice. I did see so many other girls that are our listeners that are now in this same stage of their life too, and are so excited that we're all kind of going through this together. So hey, start throwing some tips our way.
Yeah, please. Any planners out there?
We're available. We're open.
No, the messages have really been so nice and have really meant a lot to both of us that people
so nice. Thank you to everybody.
Yeah, seriously, can be so happy for the both of us and so excited, and they're like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And I can imagine I don't know how much we'll share.
Yeah.
Like, planning.
No, I don't think we're about to make this a bridal podcast.
No, like I still want to just talk about pop culture and like talk about our lives like we always do. Yep. We're not going to change, guys. Okay.
No, but I definitely do think we both still want these moments to be, especially like, I mean, the weddings itself is a whole nother conversation, but just having it be somewhat intimate,
right?
With figuring it all
exactly out. It doesn't mean like we're gonna share every single piece of our lives now. But I'm so excited.
All right, so let's get into a great
with Adam DeVine. No, I'm really so excited.
Gosh, so am I.
Congrats.
Just like sometimes we're just
I was gonna ask you about that.
I stare at my finger all the time.
Same.
I'm like,
and sometimes I caught myself while online at the airport, like fixing my hair with this hand, like so people could like catch a glimpse.
You think I didn't pick up every single glass of wine with my left hand?
It's like now I want to be a lefty. I'm like, damn, why am I? Why am I
literally
righty?
like every single time I was like, oh, here.
I would like tips about this. I have not worn it in the shower. I have not worn it in the ocean. I have not worn it in the pool.
You took it off when you were on vacation?
I mean, I put it on like immediately after, but every time I went in the water, I took it off because the captain told us he's experienced it 3 times.
Oh my God, it falling off?
Where he had to jump in and find these people's rings. He said 3 times it happened. And he found it every time.
Josh here, who got engaged, lost his ring in the water on his honeymoon.
Yep, that I've heard so many stories like that.
I'm not gonna lie, I kept mine on multiple trips into the ocean.
What? That's crazy.
But I'll tell you, I did have. I mean, I was kind of like in and out. Like I wasn't really like floating around. You were just
doing a quick
but
dip.
I definitely like. I was swimming, but I had my hand in like a fist. Like I was like going like this.
No,
like, this thing will not come off my hand. Also, it's like one of those things where I'm like, okay, this is on here pretty good. I mean, I can pull it off, but I have like. My knuckles are thicker, obviously, than the bottom of my finger. So, like, Joe was worried. He was like, "That is it too big?" Because it, like, kind of moves around when it's, like, down low. But I'm like, no, because I can't pull it. Like, I was like, if it was any smaller, I wouldn't be able to get it over my knuckle.
Yeah.
But that's,
That makes me so nervous that you were just swimming around with that ring.
Honestly, I wanted to see how it glistened in the
That's
ocean.
beautiful, but I couldn't even. I was so nervous. I put this thing into the safe. Every time, like,
oh my God.
And then I would immediately put it back on, but I was like, I can't. I would never be able to fucking forgive myself.
Oh, I know. But the thought crossed my mind for sure if it falling off. I was like,
because I can imagine that can cause some crazy fucking fights.
Yeah,
I got you this ring and you're careless.
Imagine I got my fucking grandmother's ring that she had for 50 something years and I lost it 2 days after I put it on my finger.
A heart attack.
That would it would be god awful. I don't know. I think it's because my mom just I've never seen my mom take her ring off. Ever.
Same, but I don't want to,
and so I'm like
ruin.
she's like, I'm like, I don't dishes, swimming, ocean activities, games, it's never left her finger. I'm like, if she can do it, I can do it.
I agree with that, and that's how I want to be.
Yeah, but you have to get over that first nervous.
I'm so
hump.
nervous to ruin it.
No, I feel you.
Like I'm afraid it's gonna fall off.
I wore it in the shower. And I was washing my hair, and it kind of like twisted a little bit, and I was like, because I just had a vision of it falling down the fucking drain in the shower, and I was like, oh my god, okay, this is
right. It's scary. It's I'm gonna have to figure it out. Mine has fluctuated all week in size. Okay, it must be what I'm eating. I don't know.
I'm telling you, that vacation lifestyle.
I lost a couple pounds.
That vacation lifestyle's chilled you out a little bit.
It has. And it fits snug and now it fits loose. So I'm like, do I get it? Do I get it tightened? Do I get the little things on the inside? I don't know. It fits great, but I'm like, if I want to do all the activities with it that you're mentioning, like showering, I'm like, do I get it a little tighter? I've heard horror stories where people get stuck. They got to go to the hospital, get it cut off.
Yeah, you don't want that.
So many things, you know?
Yeah.
So Noah, how was your vacation?
This is going to be the longest podcast episode in the history
Have
of
we been
Fixing
recording
Office.
that long? Oh
yeah,
my
it's almost
God.
It's almost new.
It's been an hour and 40 minutes and we don't even have the interview and trivia haven't started yet.
Yeah.
So.
Holy fuck.
So actually we have no time to ask you how your vacation went. Hope it was good.
I was going to make a joke, which I made like in the email that I sent out to everyone being like, guys. Well, no, I was going to do the opposite. I was going to be like, so I got engaged too. I met someone on the Cape, but
imagine you just came in, you were like, I eloped.
That would be hilarious, but no, I'm still single, guys. So
it's like, so hit me up.
Noah's still single. His DMs are still open.
Yeah.
Murray sent me a nice congratulatory message, by the way.
Really?
It was very nice. signed with paw prints.
Yeah.
So thank you, Mrs. Ives.
Guys, we're going to Noah and I and a couple of other people from work are going to the Jersey Shore in a house. Not this weekend, but the weekend after.
You've never been, right?
I've never
and
been.
Noah's never been.
Oh my god!
Kinda scared.
So, ladies of
take him to DJ's.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
And all Parker House, all ladies of the Jersey Shore.
Yeah,
be ready.
I'll be there.
Ladies unite!
Ladies of the Jersey Shore,
you want
be
to
ready.
be a +1 to their weddings. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Imagine Noah starts selling +1s to our wedding.
Selling, yeah. Imagine I just like just pretend that we're like pay me on the side. Like.
That is really funny. That is really funny.
Yeah, ladies of the Jersey Shore, be prepared.
Yeah, Noah's starting to take auditions for his +1s.
Hey.
You never know.
But yeah.
I
feel like I have to. Oh, you actually want to know?
Yeah, I was actually asking how your vacation was.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I was on the Cape. It was nice. Just relaxing, nothing crazy.
I saw you had a lot of lobster rolls.
Yeah, I tried to post all the lobster rolls I had. I think I had like 3. But yeah, got to hang out with Murray. Did I do anything? Like, no. Did I go out with my sister? No, she didn't really want to hang out with me.
You didn't.
Your sister's friends didn't want to hang out with you.
They honestly like.
Did you get into the bar, or did you have to?
I didn't even try. And honestly, I think I could have, but I'm like, I don't like want to. Like that, it's just not for me. It's just not for me. And my sister and her friends, I thought we were gonna hang out, but I don't know. I guess not.
Damn.
He's being kicked out.
My sister's like, just
Sorry, you guys are going through that.
Yeah,
seriously.
really. But anyways,
Times
happy
have
for you
changed.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate it.
I feel like I have to like play as if this was the Oscars or something, play the music, or you talk forever.
Yeah, no, it's true. We would.
We would. I'm sorry. We just haven't seen each other in over a week.
I know. We had a lot to catch up on.
I did not realize we were going to talk that long. Thank God we decided not to do topics.
Yeah.
We have so many topics, though, for
we'll
tomorrow's
do topics
episode.
for Wednesday, for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot we have to catch up on.
We do. There's a lot.
There's some
Jonah
big
Hill.
stuff. Yeah.
Taylor Lautner doing backflips.
God bless him.
That video was so funny. All right, we'll wait though.
It's also funny just the fact that like he's on stage with Taylor Swift and then he's like, and then I see him commenting on like your post.
Oh my God, he was truly so nice. So
I was
nice.
like, Taylor, you were just doing backflips on stage with Taylor Swift.
Literally so nice. Yeah.
But all right, I guess we can wrap it up. I think we literally said everything we possibly could.
Yep. And if we still have you here, we got trivia and a great interview with Adam DeVine.
Thank you, Adam, for being a part of this episode.
Thank you, Adam.
This is the
what?
No, this is the trivia where I accused the girl of cheating.
Oh, I was laughing yesterday when I was.
So this was a nice episode, and then I become bratty.
It's fine. People know you. We recorded this a while ago.
Yeah. All right. Well, that wraps up today's episode.
Yes, it does.
I love you so much.
Love you too.
And I love all of our listeners, and I love life, and I love Marty.
Yep.
Matt.
Love.
You know.
I know. I'm calling him Matt from now on.
Like,
I know we do it on the podcast.
Do I just make the switch on the podcast? It just feels totally unnatural. Like, because everyone knows him as Marty from work, but I don't call him Marty.
Yeah.
I call him Matt, and his family calls him Matt, and my family calls him Matt, and his friends call him Matt.
Right now.
I love you, Matt.
Matt it is. Yeah. Matt it is.
Shout out Matt. All right.
Bye.
We have a great game of trivia coming up, a competitive battle for the ages, but we got to remind you that Pink Whitney is the #1 flavored vodka, and now they have the 1.75 liter bottle. More of the Pink Whitney we know and love. Great for parties and sharing with friends. We love Pink Whitney. We start off all our live shows with Pink Whitney, and that's why we love to get the party started with it. So take your shot with Pink Whitney today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another game of Beat Rhea and Fran. This is game number 82, and we are joined by the lovely Riley and Finn. We are so excited to play with you ladies today. How are we feeling?
We feel good. We're nervous. Go ahead, Finn. Sorry.
We feel like we don't know a lot, but we're excited to be here.
Hey, we're excited to have you guys here. And, you never know what's going to happen. I just realized I forgot to put my rings back on after my shower this morning. And the last time I did that, we lost. So I'm already not happy with myself. I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there in case that does happen.
Yeah.
And we'll see if that really is the case of the missing rings. And they're not missing, but
we can just blame it on that.
Exactly. It has nothing to do with our skills or brain power or anything. Okay. So super simple, 15 questions. Whoever gets the question right, you get the point. If you get the question wrong, the other team can steal the point. And whoever has the most points at the end wins. Noah's going to give us a movie. We are going to guess the Rotten Tomato score, critic score. Everyone gets one individual guess. We'll alternate guesses. And whoever is the closest, that team will go first. So Noah, what is today's movie?
Today's movie, shout out Jordan from Calabasas, The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh, shout out
Taylor.
Taylor Lautner. Okay, so one of you guys throw out a guess first.
Okay. Finn, I'll go first. I feel like this is your bag. Like, you love this movie. Okay. So, personal fave, I feel like critic score can't be that amazing though. Like, I feel like it's got to be low. I'm going to go 33.
I'm going to give it a 64.
I like that strategy.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 48.
I'm just going to go low. I'm going to say 31.
It's 20.
Oh
no.
Close to us.
It deserves so much better.
Darn.
It's just one of those where I was like, could we be shocked by the score?
Right,
That's why I
and
went
it came
higher.
out so long ago, it's like...
And they did have a second one, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh,
yeah.
maybe.
Looking at the graphics and everything now, it's just so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
so
yeah,
bad.
it was bad. It was certainly bad, that's for sure.
Okay, question number 1 to Rhea and Fran. Shout out Heather from Chicago. How many characters were on the High School Musical movie poster? The first one.
This is our question?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's obviously Gabriella, Troy, Sharpay, Ryan, then Corbin Blue, and Monique Coleman.
10 seconds.
I think 6.
6 people.
Yeah.
Total.
5
I think.
seconds.
Okay.
6.
Correct.
Nice.
Boom.
Let me tell you something. You started naming names, and I was like,
and
yep.
I went mixed with actor name.
I know.
Well,
because then I got confused when you said Corbin Blue. My mind went, shit. What is his character's name?
I'm blanking.
But that wasn't the question at all.
What was his character's name?
It was
Chad.
Oh my God! Thank you guys. Jesus.
Okay, 1-0 Rhea and Fran. It's question number 2 to Riley and Finn. Shout out Maddie from St. Louis. In Modern Family, what are the first names of Phil and Claire's kids?
Haley, Luke, and Alex.
Yeah, I knew Haley, but the other two sound good to me. So
Final
you
answer.
want to look in?
Yeah, final answer locked in.
Correct. All right. Tied up at 1. Would you guys have gotten that?
I think I would have gotten. Alex was the one I was spacing on. I would have gotten there eventually. I think.
I don't know if I would have.
I once walked by Luke on a date in New York City. He was out sitting
How
outside.
did it look? It was
That's
how did
nice.
it, like,
They looked like they were having a good time.
Yeah, good.
She was pretty.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. Okay, question number 3. Shout out Steph from Jersey City. This is to Rhea and Fran. It's tied up at 1. In John Tucker Must Die, what did John tell each girl to get them to keep their relationship a secret?
It's basketball season. His dad doesn't want him.
He can't date during basketball.
Yeah, he can't
season.
date during basketball season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he can't date during basketball season.
Final answer.
Correct. Wow. Hot
Good one.
start to the game.
Really on fire.
I just watched that movie. It was just on cable.
Oh, it's the best.
Great movie.
So
Okay, 2-1 Rhea and Fran. And this is question number 4 to Riley and Finn. Shout out Chelsea from Philadelphia. What is the name of the high school in the Netflix show Never Have I Ever?
oh, I've never seen it.
I guess.
Do you want to go something like generic? Like,
Yeah, like an obscure president.
Oh, good one. This isn't obscure. Roosevelt. Do you want another?
Roosevelt, yeah.
Okay, we'll go Roosevelt High. Final answer.
Incorrect.
Isn't it John F. Kennedy? I don't know. They said president and rang a bell. I
don't think so.
I think it might be. Unless you have another guess, I
it's
don't.
like a town name, but I don't. Can't
15
remember.
seconds.
A P, something with a P is popping into my head, but I have got no guess, so just go with
I'm
that.
going to go John F. Kennedy.
Incorrect. It's Sherman Oaks High.
Sherman Oaks. Oh, it's California.
I knew it was a town.
You know what sucks? When you can love a show so much and you don't pick up on the minor details.
Yeah, because they don't really matter.
Yeah, and they say Sherman Oaks so many times.
I love that show so much, so I'm so disappointed in myself.
I know, they literally say the name so many times.
I genuinely
also,
love that
the
show so
yeah.
much. I miss as the 4th season ended. I miss Davey. I miss her so much.
Yeah. Sometimes with high schools, it's like the name of the high school is literally never mentioned.
Sherman
but
Oaks,
this one is mentioned often.
When I was in school in Syracuse in LA, it was in Sherman Oaks.
Nice. Cool.
Okay.
Stab though. Good stab. Good. I like your thought process there.
Okay, 2-1 Rhea and Fran. This is question number 5 to them. Shout out Courtney from Plainville, Kansas. How many songs does Taylor Swift sing each night of her Eras tour?
Isn't it like 44?
43, 44. It's somewhere around that number. 42. I kind of feel
15
like
seconds.
43.
You think it's 43?
Yeah.
All right, I say 44, but if you go 43, you win. So.
Okay.
5 seconds.
Do we go?
No,
Shit.
go with you know it better than me.
All right, we're going 43.
Incorrect.
Shit.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure it's 44.
I immediately when that question was asked, I thought 44.
Yeah.
I didn't go. I wish I would have. I didn't go, but I feel like I read 44 on TikTok. So do you want to guess 44?
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Okay. We'll do 44. Final answer.
Correct.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rhea.
It's all right. I wanted you to take that guess because you've been to the show,
For some reason, 40.
but I felt in my heart it was 44.
Yeah, for some reason, like the double The double number.
I just have seen it written out so many times.
Yeah.
Like on Pop Crave.
The double. True. The double,
44 is a cooler number than 43.
In my head.
It absolutely is, but for some reason I thought it wasn't a double number. Like I didn't think it was the same number.
Okay.
My bad.
Tied up at 2. This is question number 6 to Riley and Finn. Shout out Morgan from Wyoming. What famous music artist was a huge fan of New Girl and appeared on the show in season 3?
Taylor Swift.
No, Prince.
What season? Because Taylor Swift goes on to the wedding, but then Prince is. Oh,
I feel like I've seen interviews of them talking about like how. I just saw this on Twitter like 2 weeks ago. It's the guy who plays Nick, and he's like, Prince was there, and he only called us by our like characters' names.
Yeah, I know they're both on it. It's just like what comes first. You know what I mean?
5 seconds.
Okay, let's go Prince.
I'm gonna go Prince.
All right, final answer, Prince.
Correct.
Yes. Thought maybe you were gonna talk yourself out of that one, but it's definitely Prince.
Thank God. Then
That's
you're
so
saving
cool.
right.
It is so cool.
Imagine being on that show and
Yeah.
Prince is a fan of you.
And,
So
and
cool.
Jake Johnson has told that story many times. It's very funny that like Prince would just be like, okay, Schmidt, okay, Nick.
Okay, 3-2 Riley and Finn. And this is question number 7 to Rhea and Fran. Shout out Adeline from Saratoga, New York. Adeline. What does Ariana call Raquel during the reunion that refers to something in Harry Potter?
Dementor.
Correct. Ding.
Correct. Okay. 3-all. Question number 8. What?
I like when you say that.
Yeah.
It's
All?
funny. Yeah, because I've never heard it until we started playing trivia.
That's so weird.
I know.
Just anytime, like, it's
Tie
just when you're
ball
playing,
game, baby.
Yeah.
when you're playing, like,
I just
pick
hear-
up basketball, that's what
Yeah.
you say.
Yeah, I just tie game.
Okay. Tied up at 3. 8. Question number 8 to Riley and Finn. Shout out Ellie from Stockton, Illinois. How are the vampires in the Vampire Diaries able to go in the sun?
They have rings.
Okay.
They have
I
like
don't know.
jewelry of some sort. I think they wear rings that protect them.
Okay, I have no better guess. I mean, I am only familiar with the Twilight
15
ones,
seconds.
but I'll go with you. See what
Going magic rings.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
That is correct.
Yeah, daylight rings.
You guys said you didn't know anything. You bamboozled us.
Honestly, I feel amazing right now.
No, I like this game. I like a little back and forth.
Okay, 4-3, Riley and Finn. This is question number 9 to Rhea and Fran. Shout out Heidi from Helena, Montana. Name this year. Titanic wins Best Picture at the Oscars. Harrison Ford is People's Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive. And Sex and the City premieres on HBO.
97 is popping into my mind. 98, 97.
The first one that popped into my mind was 99. But maybe it is 97 because I think that is when Titanic
Isn't that the
came
year
out.
Titanic came out?
I think so.
But is this like a fucking trick question?
It's
Because-
actually 98.
5
Because it's
seconds.
actually 98 because that's when the Oscars would have been in February.
Time is up.
1998, final answer.
Correct.
Nice. Yeah.
That's exactly
You knew
what
that.
Yeah, it was a
what
trick. It was a trick
Yes.
question.
Okay, tied up at 4. Question number 10 to Riley and Finn. No shout out. Name this movie. This is all me. Question number 10 is all me.
All right, what's it going to be?
Okay, I'm gonna play a movie clip and you tell me what movie it's from.
I'm sorry, sir. You're gonna have to check that.
I got it. It's okay.
No, I'm sorry. That bag won't fit.
No, I'm not.
Check the
Hey,
bag.
I'm not checking my bag, okay?
Okay, there's no need to raise your voice, sir.
I'm not raising my voice. This would be raising my voice to you, okay? I don't want to check my bag, okay? And by the way, your airline, you suck at checking bags, okay? Because I already did that once and you lost it. And then I had everything screwed up very badly for me, okay?
Well, I can assure you that your bag will be placed safely below deck with the other luggage.
Oh, yeah? How do you know my bag will be safe below with the other luggage?
Ben, do you know like the actor that sounds like? I can't place the actor's voice.
No,
I don't know why. It's like kind of giving Ben Stiller to me.
I feel fine about that.
Do you want to guess like
10 seconds.
What's the one Jennifer Aniston? Is it Along Came Polly? Do you want to just guess that?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll guess Along Came Polly.
Incorrect.
It is Ben Stiller's Meet the Parents.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it Meet the Parents?
Yeah. Meet the Parents. Final
Correct.
answer.
Meet the Parents.
Yes.
Good guess, Ryan. Good guess.
And
Thank
even
you.
better movie, Meet the Fockers.
Yeah.
So good.
Okay, 5-4, Rhea and Fran. And this question
Just a
to
game,
them.
Fokker.
Shout out Heather from Chicago. From 2002 to 2010, Disney Channel's artists would sing their own rendition or version of a Disney song. These songs were then released on an album. What was the name of these albums?
Oh no, I don't know what the name
I
of
don't
the
know
albums was.
this at all.
You would remember. It's like the Jonas Brothers sang a version of like Poor Unfortunate Souls. Like it was like a.
I don't know, Disney sing-along?
I don't hate that.
15 seconds.
Disney sing-along.
Final answer.
Incorrect. To Riley and Finn.
God, I liked the sound of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that was something.
Yeah, it was.
I've got that right.
I know what they're like. I'm familiar with the albums, but I don't know what they're
Familiar
called.
with their work, but I don't.
I don't know, like
Did the Jonas Brothers sing Poor Unfortunate Souls?
like remit, like I don't know, like
10 seconds.
what you say?
I don't know.
Classic. I don't know. We don't have a guess.
Disney classic covers.
Okay.
Incorrect. It's Disney Mania.
I feel like you could have thrown any word in there.
Never would have guessed.
No.
Oh, they did do it. Okay, that was right.
All right. 5-4, Rhea and Fran.
But that wasn't.
And this is question number 12 to Riley and Finn. Shout out Nina from Rockland, New York. In the Lizzie McGuire movie, what is the only way Kate says she will eat carbs?
If an Italian boy buys them for her, right?
Mhm.
We just won as Lizzie and Isabella for Halloween.
That's a great costume.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll lock that in.
Correct.
Yep.
Nice. Tied up at 5. I feel like we haven't had an overtime game
No,
in a
we
while.
haven't.
We haven't.
Okay.
Oh.
Tied up at 5. Question number 13 to Rhea and Fran. Shout out Lizzie and Ren from College Station. I have their hat over here. What do the magicians call themselves in the movie Now You See Me?
I love this movie. But I have no idea. Something like mysterious, huh?
Illusionists.
The big four.
Do they have a group?
I think they have a group name.
Oh,
15
and they're on the big
seconds.
poster.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson's face
Yeah,
on there.
yeah.
The Illusionists.
The Illusionists. Final answer.
Incorrect. To Riley and Finn.
I feel like this
I am having a feeling that it's the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, I thought that too, right?
Might have made that up, but if you feel like that too, let's go with that.
Yeah.
We'll lock that in.
Correct.
Wow.
Four
Okay, now
Horsemen.
Riley, I don't want to call you out for cheating, but I'm seeing
Whoa.
I'm seeing your eyes move.
Whoa.
I've never thought someone was cheating before.
Wow.
I don't know how to prove it. I don't know
But I don't know. I'm seeing
That's
you
an
know, if
unreal
she's on a
call-out.
laptop and
Wow.
they're typing it in.
I swear to God.
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you have a dog?
I'm kidding.
I have a cat.
Do you swear on your cat's life?
Oh.
I would swear on my cat's life.
She would, but does she?
I do.
Okay. Wow.
That's 82 games.
getting
Ria's
competitive. Okay.
I have never called anybody
Ria's
out.
never thrown
And
out
listen,
a...
no, I love a competitive game, but I saw her eyes go to the right, and then she goes, "I think it's a Four Horsemen." I was like, they said they didn't know anything, and they're getting every question, and I saw her eyes move, so I'm saying something.
I'm sorry. I swear to God. I
Oh
swear
my
to God.
No, I'm kidding.
We believe you.
Yes.
Okay.
We believe you. Okay. This is for the win.
This is question number 14.
Yes. 'Cause now it's 6-5.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Rhea just...
Sorry,
Hey.
threw you guys
6-5.
off.
6-5, Riley and Finn.
Wasn't that crazy?
That really threw me off,
Yeah, I was
Rhea.
going to say that really...
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm all discombobulated. Okay. 6-5, Riley and Finn. This is question number 14 to them. Shout out Jess and Megan from New Jersey. In the final season of Friends, Rachel gets a job with which fashion designer in Paris?
I think, well, I'm feeling Michael Kors, but I don't know if that doesn't have anything to do with Paris. But why do I feel like it's Michael Kors?
I have truly no idea.
I don't know. I don't know.
Seconds.
I don't know. I mean, I don't have any other idea. It doesn't have anything to do with Paris, but we can
guess.
It's
not just Marc Jacobs, because I think she works for him at some point, but I don't know if that's like...
Just Google it, Riley.
Yeah, let me just, like, pull up my notes and I'll look. Do you want to go Michael Kors?
5
Yeah,
seconds.
go with your... Right, we'll do that. Final answer.
Incorrect.
Is it Louis Vuitton?
I love that guess.
I don't know.
I have no idea. Literally not a clue.
Why would it be Louis Vuitton?
Paris?
15
I'm trying to think of like...
Let's go Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton.
Correct.
Nice.
Yay.
Nice.
I love France.
Good pull.
Okay. Tied up at 6.
Wow. For all the marbles.
Question number 15 to Rhea and Fran. Shout out Alyssa for this question. Name 2 of the 3 Beyonce songs covered in Queen Charlotte of Bridgerton story.
Oh, no.
Oh, I didn't watch. Come on, Fran. Come on.
$15 seconds.
Crazy in Love and Halo.
5 seconds.
Just say them. I mean, I didn't watch, so I have no idea.
I'm going to go with Crazy in Love and Halo.
Incorrect.
Dang it.
So Riley and Finn.
I didn't watch this.
I have literally no idea why.
But they're usually like something with an orchestra. Like it's usually like it has to. I mean, that could be anything. But it, like trying to think of songs that like maybe.
I'm gonna think
15
like
seconds.
Drunken Love.
That's crazy guess, but I like it.
I know. You pick one now.
Drunken Love. Love on Top would be so crazy. Okay, Love on Top and what did you say?
Drunken Love.
Drunken Love. Final answer.
Incorrect. The 3 songs are Halo, Run the World, Deja Vu.
Oh, I knew Halo was one of them.
So close.
Shit.
So close.
All right.
What was the second one? Run the World?
Run the World.
God, I don't remember that being in it at all. I only remember Halo. Shit.
Okay.
Okay. Overtime. 3 questions. We started the regular round, so now it'll go to you guys back and forth. If it's still the same, still tied, we'll keep going, and it's
shootout.
Like a shootout, yes. Like you have to get the question. The other team does have an opportunity.
Okay. Question number 1 of overtime to Riley and Finn.
Sometimes the overtime rules confuse me myself.
Yeah, that didn't come out of your mouth smoothly at all.
It didn't.
Shout out Tori from New Hampshire. What is Josh's girlfriend's name in Drake and Josh? Full name.
Full name. It's to you guys.
Oh, sorry. It's the one where he's like, it's Josh's girlfriend.
Yes.
It's the one where he's like, see you in chemistry, and he like closes the door. But what is her name?
I don't know her name.
I can picture her, but I don't know her name. I don't know it.
5 seconds.
It's the front of just the first name. Sorry, or the full name.
Full name.
Oh, Melissa Smith.
Incorrect.
Isn't it Mindy?
Oh my god, it totally is Mindy.
But I don't know her last name.
Neither
last
do I.
name?
Last name is insane. I can't tell. When do they ever say her last name? Mindy
Crenshaw.
15 seconds.
Mindy Crenshaw. Final answer.
Correct.
Wow. How the fuck did you remember that?
Because you said they never said her last name, and then I remembered when they said her last name.
When was that?
Wow. And yes, I can picture that's also the girl, Abby from Montreal.
Yes.
Actress.
Sad. Yeah.
Okay. 7-6.
Wow, what
Fran.
a pull.
That was a good one. Crazy. Yeah, that was wild.
Question number 2 of overtime. Shout out Isabel from Indiana. This is to Rhea and Fran.
Mm-hmm.
In the show One Tree Hill.
Whoa, that's weird.
What?
She just said One Tree Hill.
Oh. Which 2 high school characters made a sex tape?
Nathan and Brooke.
Final answer?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Woohoo!
We win.
That's it. That's the game.
We got the victory.
Wow. High scoring game.
That was a high
seriously.
scoring. That was a battle.
Guys, a lot of questions answered, which honestly is a rarity these days.
Proud of us both. I'm proud of both teams here.
That was good. We were aiming for 3, so we got it.
Yeah. I feel like
I
feel like the last 10 games have been very low scoring.
I'm just going to say, since after the cheating allegation thing, you guys didn't get one right.
They didn't get one right.
I'm just kidding.
They stopped looking.
Oh my God.
I did pick up on that.
I'm kidding.
I'm kidding.
I believe you guys have
are
integrity.
great. Yes.
Absolutely. You guys were awesome. So many, like I said, a lot of questions right.
Yes.
Thank
Thank you guys so much for playing.
So much fun.
When you get a chance, just send Noah your address and sizes and we'll send you guys some merch.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys so much. Nice meeting you.
Bye.
Nice to meet you. Bye.
Everyone thinks about the day they'll eventually get to retire and enjoy all the freedom that comes with it. But who says we have to wait decades before we get to kick back and chill out? Take advantage of that free will and spend the summer chilling like a retiree and pair those moments with Coors Light, the beer that's made to chill. It's the beer that's made to chill, pairs well with the retired state of mind. The moments on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold, so you know when it's time to grab another. Perfect for all your summer plans or lack thereof. No judgment here. So whether you're having a good time, maybe headed to the Jersey Shore, or you're just hanging for the weekend, low key, whatever it is, make sure you got that Coors Light stocked up in your fridge so you know it's time to chill. This summer, chill like you're retired with Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. And always celebrate responsibly from Coors Brewing Company in Golden, Colorado.
All right, everyone, we are here with a special guest. We are joined by Adam DeVine, here to talk about his new movie, The Outlaws, on Netflix. Thank you so much for joining us.
Ladies, thanks for having me.
We're so excited.
Good to be here.
I
love doing interviews in my living room. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah. I wish we did interviews in our living room. No, it's so nice for you guys. We love to have people in real life, you know? It's just so much better.
I'm lying.
Oh, yeah.
I prefer to be in real life because everything's so loud at my house. My wife can't help. She's currently doing dishes. Yeah. She can't help.
She can't stop herself.
I just said, I was like, hey, honey, I'm going to be doing a podcast any minute. And she's like, it won't take long.
Yeah.
Well, big fan of her too. So tell her we said hi.
Yeah. That's
the chicks say hi, Chloe.
Yeah. That's funny. No, we've had our moments when we were like fully remote recording this show. We would get so frustrated. We'd be like, Mom, we just told you that we're recording. Why is the vacuum on?
I feel like they would do things on purpose. I'm like, you know that this isn't funny, right?
They're testing bits out on you guys.
Yeah,
100%.
How often do people mess up your last name?
Weirdly, kind of often. They want it to be DeVine so bad, and I don't know why. They just really want it to be DeVine.
Yeah.
I think it's Adam Levine is, obviously super hunky famous guy, and they just assume. I think what it is DeVine is like a pretty cool last name, and they look at me and they're like, he doesn't deserve that.
When our producer before he said it's DeVine, and I said no, it's Divine, and I said Adam DeVine is just his evil twin.
Yeah, he really is. He's my evil twin for sure.
When you went on Call Her Daddy and she put out the promo where it was like, it was when everything with Adam Levine was happening. Were you
we got?
Yeah. Were you like a little pissed because you were like, damn, now everyone's going to be hyped up that it's Adam Levine.
I mean,
and they get me, which is still great. But at the time, everyone's like, oh my God, she has Adam Levine.
I didn't even think about it at all until the immediate backlash when people were like, fuck this guy. This isn't Adam Levine. We hate him. I had a joke that I used to do in my stand-up where I would say, like, because, you're doing a theater and there's 2,500 people there. I would always say that there's always at least one person in the audience that just read the poster wrong and thought they were going to see Adam Levine perform a solo show and was so disappointed when they saw me. They're like, did he shrink 11 inches and gain 40 pounds? He looks horrible.
That is so funny.
Oh man. But I remember that we saw that trailer. We totally, she got us.
And we talked about on the podcast, we were like, Adam DeVine is great. Like, I hope that people don't give him shit for not being Adam Levine.
I know. But thank you for joining us. You have this new movie come out. We actually just had Nina in studio, which was awesome. She is
great.
She's a delight. Mm-hmm. So our listeners kind of got the rundown of what the movie is from her. And, I'm sure if you haven't listened to that yet, you can listen to it because by the time this comes out, our Nina episode will be out. So please, you can listen to that as well. But Adam, what is your role in this movie? And tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so I play Noah, and I am... No, I don't play Noah. That's a different movie that I've done. I just talked about a movie I did 5 years ago. I play Owen.
What movie were you talking about?
I did a movie called When We First Met with me and Alexander Daddario.
Yes.
Owen and Noah, those are kind of the same names, though.
Yeah, the same sure. They're one and the same. They go together.
Totally.
So I play Owen. I'm this straight-laced bank manager, and I'm marrying this girl who's, kind of out of my league, super cool, and I haven't met her parents yet. And they're sort of mysterious. There's no photos of them. They come into town. They're the coolest people. It's Pierce Brosnan, freaking James Bond, and Ellen Barkin. And they're just the two coolest people. And they take me out. They get me drunk. We go skydiving. I get a tattoo of Shrek, and because I'm cool like that. And then the next day I show up to work and I'm talking to my coworker, Lil Rel, and I'm like, my in-laws are so damn cool. I'm hungover, which is rare for me. I just need a nice chill day in the office. Click, click. There's a gun to my head and two people are robbing my bank. And they say something that leads me to believe that the people who are robbing me are my in-laws. So that's kind of the general setup. And it's a crazy movie. They really let us kind of get wild with it. And at first you're watching it and you're like, this is a cute little rom-com. Look at Nina and Adam doing their little rom-com thing. And then it takes a hard left and it's a full-blown action movie.
Yeah.
So
you describing it, I love the premise, and I feel like I have seen the intro to the movie now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so fun. I mean, the writers, they pitched me this idea I want to say 6 years ago or something. It was right at the tail end of me doing Workaholics, and they came into Workaholics offices and they pitched me the idea. And I was like, that's a genius idea. We have to make this movie. And then I wrote it in a notebook and forgot about it immediately and didn't find it until a few years ago and was looking through an old notebook. And I hit them up. I'm like, did you guys ever do anything with this? And they hadn't. And so we sold it to Netflix, and then we brought it to Adam Sandler's company, and away we go.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you had a lot of involvement with getting the movie actually made.
Yeah. I'm a producer on the movie, and it's pretty fun to see it from the initial kernel of an idea to working with the writers and, and working through the whole production process and then the post-production process.
Pierce Brosnan is one of those guys that I think I would just run in the other direction. If I saw him in real life, just because it's James Bond.
You're so excited.
And we've joked because I think Pierce Brosnan, I think James Bond, and Rhea thinks Mamma Mia.
I see him as Mamma Mia.
So she's like, oh, well, who cares? Go right up to him. It's the dad for Mamma Mia.
I think of him as Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
The guy from Sally Fields.
Right. Yes. The boyfriend coming in. Yeah. But what was your first interaction with Pierce Brosnan like?
Well, he's super cool. You, for sure, you think, I kind of was the same way of it's James Bond. maybe he's a dick. I don't know.
He's British.
He's Irish.
Oh, he's Irish.
Yeah, that makes him a little cooler.
That does. I didn't realize he was Irish.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, because I guess obviously he plays Bond, who's not Irish, but
that's right.
Yep.
But yeah, he's just like a really cool, down to earth. I mean, it's crazy to be down to earth when like he's like a damn near billionaire. I mean, he lives in a world that I only like peek in, and I go, they won't allow me in. He had an art show, and so me and Nina were like, we got to go to his art show, right? Support our co-star, and we show up. It was the craziest thing I've ever been to. Like there was people with ascots, like just wearing ascots. Like there was a guy with a monocle, and I'm not
seriously.
Yes,
like not ironically, real life.
Not ironically.
Wasn't a costume party.
Yeah. It was wild. So, but he is like truly a down to earth, cool guy.
That is so awesome. You've gotten to work with a lot of cool people, and you just mentioned how you're a producer on this film. What's the transition like as an actor? You start off, you're auditioning for things. You kind of will like, I don't know for you, but you take what is offered to you when you audition for them, but now you get to make things. Like you get to make things happen. Did you ever see that happening for yourself, and what does it feel like?
Yeah, for me, I didn't even have like I didn't have like a big agent until I sold Workaholics. So for me, it was different because I always was a producer and a creator from like my first big break. Mm-hmm. So I didn't go like through the whole audition process, and still to this day, I don't really do that many auditions. So I've been very fortunate that I've always kind of had a hand in the creation of stuff.
Which is
so yeah, it's pretty incredible. The fact that I'm allowed to do what I do is I'm still waiting for someone to go like, how did you get in here? Can I see your ticket? Yeah.
Can I check your ID?
You have the Hollywood pass, because you shouldn't be allowed in this area.
What are the biggest roles that, I know you said you were so lucky you get to work with and make so much stuff, but do you recall some of your bigger audition moments that you were like, oh, am I supposed to be doing this?
No, they don't even really allow me to audition for
that
like,
can't be true.
No, we're not gonna.
You weren't up for the new Bond?
No, they're not. They didn't. I'm not on that short list, believe it or not. Yeah, a short, furry, funny guy from the Midwest isn't on the short list for James Bond. But no, I mean, I guess I auditioned for Nancy Myers, and I was in the movie The Intern with Robert De Niro.
Yeah,
and that was really cool.
She's
but also,
she's a big dog.
Dumb. Yeah, he's a big deal. Yeah. But I'm so dumb that I knew Nancy Myers was like a big deal, and she makes a lot of big rom-coms, but I didn't know enough to be intimidated by that. And I think that's probably why I got cast, just because I was busy doing my own thing. I had a stand-up show called House Party that I did on Comedy Central for a while. Mm-hmm. And so I was like kind of in the midst of that, in between shooting Pitch Perfect 2 and this movie, The Final Girls, that I did with Nina, and Where I Met My Wife. So I think I was just too busy to be intimidated, which is a good thing to be. Just be too busy with your bullshit. So when you meet actual important people, you're like, hey, what's up? Nice to meet you.
Yeah. And then they're impressed with you because they're like, oh.
Yeah. They're like, he didn't shit his pants when he met me.
Yeah.
This guy's good. Really, I'm just too dumb to know better.
Oh my! And you've been fortunate enough to have such amazing co-stars. You just mentioned a couple of them. You even mentioned Alexander Daddario because you thought you were talking about another movie. Who's somebody that you really want to work with again? That it may have only been one time, but you just like loved your experience with them.
I mean, I'm honestly Nina, and I know I'm like promoting this movie, so you guys like bullshit.
Yeah. Sure.
Outlaws 2.
All right. She's just such a pleasure. Like we're friends off screen, which really helps. But I've been really fortunate to work with like some really amazing women that we just get along really well. And I would love it if me and Nina become like a Adam Sandler Drew Barrymore or Jen Aniston or if we're lucky enough to have careers even close to that.
Do you have a choice between Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston? Because I know that's a debate with people.
I mean, no, they both work very well.
Yeah. That's so many great movies between the two of them.
Yeah, definitely.
They really do.
Righteous Gemstones is the new season is also out right now, and this is truly one of my favorite shows that's on TV right now. I don't think it's really discussed enough how funny it is and how funny the group is together. It is some of the funniest people.
Really is.
In a room. What's it like making that show? I have to imagine it's kind of chaotic.
It's so fun. Like Danny McBride is sort of a comedy hero of mine. So when I was offered the role, he didn't make me audition, which was very cool of him, but he was like, we didn't really know each other. So he asked me to come to Charleston, South Carolina, where he lives and where we shoot the show. And he's like, just come and have dinner and let's see if we click. And I went and I walk in this empty room and no one's there. Danny hops out from behind a bush and was like, scared you, fucker. And I'm like, I'm in. Whatever show this is, I want to do it with this guy. He's a legend. And John Goodman, who's become like it's weird to be like, I could just call John Goodman. Not whether he would answer, who knows? He might dodge this call. But it's crazy to know that I can get in contact with America's father, John Goodman,
It's such an unbelievable cast. And I remember watching the first season, you're like, where is this show going?
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
You're like, wait, what is this?
You're like, this show is very funny, but what am I watching? And then the season finale hits and you're like, I am locked into this show for whatever else they give me. When you were reading the script for the first time, were you like, where is this going?
Yeah, well, Danny does such a good job of it's so outlandish and crazy, but then it feels weirdly grounded and you believe the characters. And then also it's dark and kind of scary at points where you're like, am I supposed to feel these emotions watching this silly comedy?
Yeah.
So, and to your point, people weren't it wasn't catching on in the way that we had hoped. This season actually is the season that I feel everyone's comeback has caught up to it finally. It took a few seasons and COVID kind of messed us up because it sort of extended the period between season 1 and 2 so long that I think this season is the season people have caught back up. And I just read a thing the other day that this is Danny's biggest show, bigger than Eastbound and Down, bigger than Vice Principals. And this now is his biggest show, which is pretty cool.
That is awesome. And
so cool.
It is so funny. I remember the last season I was cracking up because Joe Jonas had a cameo guest role kind of. And I was like, wow, this Camp Rock 2 Righteous Gemstones moment is really coming full circle. Did you guys laugh about that when you were doing it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Chloe was she had a small part in that season. So yeah, it was pretty funny to have us all together like that.
I loved that. That was great. What is your personal input for Kelvin? Do you get to really throw a lot of stuff into that character yourself?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Danny, they write a great script, and then we get that, which is how I like to work too. You like to work off something that's already great, so that's your net where you're like, we know that if we just get this, it'll be very good, and then he just lets us rip, and you're like, okay, we did 2 or 3 takes, and we got how we want it to be, and now we could just have fun with it, and we improv and get weird and wild with it. And Edie Patterson, who plays our sister, she's such a champ too. So and she's so funny in the show. And it's a really, really stacked cast. So it's very easy to, improv and go off the cuff with these people.
Yeah.
It's really one of the best shows.
Go to some weird places and improv with this group of people where you finish a scene, you are like, how did we get here?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Like
You're like, we can't use that.
They're like that got very graphic very quickly. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What's it like filming in Charleston? I mean, that's got to be pretty cool.
Have you ever been to Charleston?
Yeah, I just went for the first time recently, and
I'm so jealous. I really want to go there.
Was like obsessed. My classic, went on a bachelorette trip, but we had a blast, and all my girlfriends were like, "Do we move to Charleston? This is amazing."
I know it's like just truly one of the prettiest places. The people are beautiful. Everyone's super nice. And the food is fantastic. Yeah. It was like, I feel when we first started the show, it was still like a little undiscovered gem. And then now I feel like a local, since it takes like half a year to shoot that show. Wow. So we're there quite a bit.
Right.
And so now I'm like, get out of here, tourists. You're ruining it for us. Because it is a very special city for sure.
Yeah.
Do you live in California?
Yeah. My house is in California, but we for the last 2 years, I got back around Christmas time, so I've been here since then. But before that, we were home a total of like, I think 6 weeks in a little over 2 years. So just like the nomad actor lifestyle, where nothing shoots in LA and you're just always out of town.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you.
It's nice to be in a place like Charleston.
Yeah, right. Would you ever leave LA? But it seems like if you're traveling so much, why leave when you have a place to come home to?
Yeah, well, I just have a place to store all my stuff.
Exactly.
Back when I actually lived here. Yeah, it's weird because it's weird when you're gone that much and you come home and you like look at your closet and you're like, I remember Chloe was bringing me. She gets to come home more often, and she was like packing a suitcase and she was like, "Hey, do you want any stuff from your closet?" And she's showing me all my stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, dang. Oh, I like that jacket. Ooh, snag me that." I mean, like, I like all these clothes. And she's like, "You should. This is your closet. These are all your things."
It's all new stuff to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. If you haven't worn it in like a year, you're like, "Damn, look at me go. Okay, boy."
Yeah.
Like, I bought that? You're shocked by yourself.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, get those grandmother crocheted shirts that are all the rage.
Yes. We get that only, New York City apartment living where it's like you can't physically fit all your clothes in your closet. So when you change from winter to summer, you pull out all your summer clothes and you're like, whoa, I forgot these clothes are awesome.
You change.
Yeah, you're
winter.
like, okay, Miss Thing.
Yeah.
You store your winter to summer.
You know how many sweaters I own? I gotta put those there are too many. I
Do
put
you
them
have like a storage unit that you go to?
No, I just have like a front hall closet with a top shelf that I put them in the big packing cubes and I leave them up there until May comes around and then bring them back, switch it out.
We had a storage unit in Charleston that I was like, this way we don't have to like bring a ton of stuff back because you end up collecting a lot of stuff if you're somewhere for like 6 months. So we got this storage unit and then we left and came back, 6 months later, and I opened it up. Everything was devoured.
Ooh,
rats ate we had a Peloton bike. It no longer was there. It was just like a shell of a Peloton bike. Like the rats ate the bicycle. It was crazy.
That can't be healthy for them.
So that's how the rats have taken over.
Yeah.
Because now
that's right. Yeah. So don't go to Charleston. Yeah. They have just mutant giant Ninja Turtle size rats.
Yeah, specifically Peloton rats.
That is
they can cycle.
Disgusting.
Well,
I'm glad everyone got to hear about our storage.
I know. Well, you said you've only been home, a very small amount of time, but you told this story and it kind of made some headlines, and I would love some more context of it because it was like the headlines were like, Adam DeVine witnesses murder down the streets.
Dude, so I didn't witness the murder, but there was a murder like right across the street from my house.
Yes.
They have this like big poker game, or they used to. He stopped doing it, but it was
Post-murder.
Crazy. I think it was like a Molly's. Remember the movie Molly's Game?
One of my favorite movies.
Hills. Yeah,
with Jessica Chastain. Yeah,
that is essentially what I think is happening. It's like a new neighbor that's moved in. Haven't met them yet. But it's like Rolls Royces pulling up Bugattis, Lamborghinis, and then like rich-looking 50-year-old men are going inside.
Leonardo DiCaprio steps out.
yeah, for sure. But Leo wasn't there.
Yeah.
How you catch me.
Sorry. I'm just Molly's game is based off of that.
And so you see these guys going in, and so like for several weeks, Chloe and I would see this happening, and we're like, oh, that's crazy that, I'm sure there's like tons of money being exchanged in there. And then we were not in our Hollywood house. We have a house down at the beach. And so we're down at the beach, and I woke up the next morning to like 30 text messages and a bunch of calls because the guy that was murdered is my same age. So it just says the age of the man, and then it was murdered in the Hollywood Hills. And then the photo that was passed around is like basically of my house. So I had like friends reaching out being like, are you dead? So then that night I had a podcast. I have a podcast with me and the Workaholics guys called This Is Important. And we had like a live show, our first ever live show. And I'm all hopped up, and that it happened earlier that morning. So I'm all hopped up and I'm trying to tell this story, but it's a live show. So like people are yelling stuff, and the guys are kind of weird about me talking about murder. And so I like kind of fucked up telling the story a little bit, and it sounded like maybe I did witness it.
Right.
But if you really listen to it, I didn't witness it. But that, of course, is what the news ran with, like Adam DeVine witnesses murder.
Yeah, that is not
the truth.
The headline itself, and of course you got more context when you read the rest, but the headline itself made it seem like you had like a peering through the curtains across the street, ducking. And like there's just murder happened.
But it is crazy. It's scary when it's that close to your house.
I mean, that's frightening regardless. I know we're laughing about it, but that is still pretty scary.
Yeah, it's very scary.
I would like to hope that maybe the poker games have ended since then.
It's looking like they have ended. Yes,
they're slowing it down.
That's where they have to draw. They got to draw the line somewhere,
or a new house.
Now it's just backgammon and craps over there.
Keeping it casual, pickleball.
Good. That's just like has the making of a new like documentary that's like Molly's Game-esque, but ends with somebody maybe not paying up, and look what happened.
Unfortunately, happened in real life, but would be a good movie.
We know that for a fact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Adam could write it because he witnessed it.
I'll produce it.
I'll
write it.
That actually, would make for a good movie. Yeah. The neighbor across the street sees a crazy murder. You would have to I think the person would have to see the murder at this point to make the movie.
We'll take some liberties.
Some
inspiration from your live show story.
How did you like doing the live shows with the guys for Workaholics, the pod?
It was so damn fun.
Yeah.
I'm like, after we did it, we got a bunch of offers to do more shows. And I think we're going to do some of them because it's just cool to like see the fans. Like, I'm sure you guys deal with this. It's like when you're doing a podcast, see, I'm used to doing stand up, and you're used to being on stage. You see the audience, you get that immediate, like, this worked, this didn't work. And it was just so fun to kind of get back to that. Because when you are just talking on a podcast, sometimes I almost forget that there's listeners, and I'm just like talking with my friends, and then I'll like be at a valet, and it's always the valet guys. I feel like every valet guy in this whole damn country listens to This Is Important, and they're always like, TII Nation, bro. And I'm like, you listen to it? Oh God, you know so much about me. But it was a ton of fun. Have you guys ever done that?
Yeah, we just finished our live show tour. We've done a couple of them. We absolutely love it. Like you said, you talk a lot on a podcast, and it kind of just goes into the abyss. But then when you're on stage and you're right, you see what works and what doesn't, and there's like nothing better. I mean, because you are actually a comedian. We are not comedians, but the bonus is getting people to laugh, right? Because they come for a live show podcast. But when we make them laugh, I'm like, oh my God, we're kind of funny. Like, you get the reaction.
We started in a different order, so it's like just solely doing podcasts for so long, and then being like, people like this. And then when you see it in real life, the reaction is very cool. We actually have Charleston circled for a potential stop. We want to do some more shows in the fall. And after I came back from Charleston, I said to her, I was like, we gotta go. We gotta do a show in Charleston.
And then we should just stay.
First of all, you girls would crush in Charleston. There would be like 5,000 bridesmaids there. Just
exactly. Exactly.
We've had a couple of bridal parties at our shows.
And believe me, I'm telling you, like the culture in Charleston is so funny. When we would walk into bars, there's 3 other bachelorette parties. We're like posting up. We're like, what are you guys doing here? Like, oh, look at you. We're not in dumb matching outfits. Yeah. You guys are in matching outfits. So
how's the big straws?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They would definitely show up, but yeah, that would be cool.
So you guys are going to do more of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we literally just talked about it yesterday. So it was just 2 weeks ago that we had the live shows, and then now like we're getting a bunch of offers to do more shows. So it was something that we were like, let's dip our toes in. I'm the only stand-up of the guys, so I was the only one that was really like, no, we should do it. It would be the most fun. And they all have like families and stuff. So they're like, I don't know if I want to leave my kids. And I'm like, leave your children. Come on tour.
It's a perfect excuse.
Yeah.
This is the perfect excuse.
I'm putting you on the spot here, but did you see the Smartless HBO documentary with Jason Bateman, their podcast? They went on, they did a live tour.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was awesome.
It was so cool and so funny. And I feel like you guys can totally do something like that too. 100%. Like a documentary around you guys doing live shows.
Yeah.
Because you guys are all hilarious.
Ours would be way more debaucherous.
Yeah.
Like ours wouldn't be, I feel like Max wouldn't release it. It's not classy. Like ours wouldn't be as classy enough.
But that's exactly what we need.
Yeah, certainly YouTube would go, come on in.
It certainly wouldn't be in black and white.
No.
No.
Oh, man. Adam, thank you so much for hopping on and talking with us.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can make it work. You can come into the studio next time. I know you've done a few shows now over at Barstool, and everybody would love to have you back in studio. So next time you're in New York, we should make that work. Everyone, make sure you stream The Outlaws on Netflix July 7th. Super exciting. It's a great way to dip your toe after like a long. We're on that 4th of July break when after you've been partying too much and you need to sit down and watch a movie. Mm-hmm. Here you go.
Yeah, they were. At first, when Netflix was like, we're giving you the big weekend, July 7th. And I'm like, that's a shitty weekend. Why are you giving me the shittiest weekend? I'm like, everyone's going to be raging from the 4th. But then really thinking about it, I'm like, it's a few days after the 4th.
Exactly.
People are going to be like, give me a damn break.
Exactly.
I just want to, I'll still be drunk, but I want to be on a couch and be drunk.
They're going to be tired watching a movie being drunk.
Yes, exactly. I'll be tired, drunk on a couch watching the movie.
Perfect.
So. That's what everyone's going to be doing July 7th for The Outlaws.
Thank you so much for joining us, Adam.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice meeting you.
See you.
Bye.